Not a fan of him. Don't think he's a good person. He's also he literally is just a bad person. He's an adulterer, fucking. And I mean, don't get me wrong. That's not an influence on political beliefs. So you could be a great politician and be a kind of a scumbag at the same time.
Okay,
But
Hasoon is back in. Hang on.
I don't. I think he just is in charge of California that is already a successful economy. I don't think he's done anything but hurt it. You know what I mean? It's already
No, he's
without.
like I said, like record surpluses. And he did the Sunshine State like rebate where he sent everybody checks because of our surpluses. No, dude, he's not that bad. Like a lot of it is just propaganda. Yeah, some of the shit that he did
No,
was
no,
fucking
dude. The
dumb.
the billions we poured into homeless and the fact that the homeless situation keeps increasing
Yeah,
and
but
it's just
bro,
such
you
a
have to
absolute
hang
catastrophe.
on. You have to try things. Like you don't know if things are gonna work or not
But
until you try
but
them,
what did he
right?
essentially do other than waste a ton of funding, increase here's the things he tried. All right, look, he gave up a bunch of free tents. He paid tons of people to help with the homeless crisis centers. People in the homeless crisis centers make upward to six figures. He created a job market where homelessness makes people rich. It's really like it's
Homelessness makes people rich.
Dude, the fact of the programs that we've opened, the homeless crisis centers, when you see how many individuals are under those
Yeah,
like
but
six
bro,
figure salaries.
there's
All right,
nothing
think about
in.
it. Think
Hang
about it this
on,
way. Hell
hang
yeah, I
on,
just had a stick shot, dude. Just crushed it.
hang
All
on.
right, think about it this
There's
way.
nothing that the homeless shelters do that's gonna like. There's nothing in their job description that's gonna help homeless people get jobs. There's got nothing to do with it.
No,
They might have an incentive to keep people homeless, but there's no way for them to enact that
hear me out.
incentive.
Hear me out. If we solve the homeless problem, then tons of people who are under these six figure salaries lose jobs. You know what I mean? I feel like it
Yeah, okay,
incentivizes
but hang on,
there to
hang
be
on,
a
hang
homeless
on. I
crisis
have two
when you
responses to
pay.
that. I have two responses to that. Response number one: we make way more in revenue by all of the homeless people getting jobs because there's way more homeless people than people working in homeless shelters. So that doesn't make any sense. Thing number two,
After all the
like,
programs
hang on,
created,
hang
homelessness
on.
keeps increasing. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, that means we need to try different things. Not that,
I agree.
yeah.
That means
Um,
what we did didn't work and we wasted billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah,
And
but how are you? We only know that in hindsight. Like we can't know that until we
okay,
try the things, right? You have to try them to know that they
I'll
work
tell
or
you
don't work.
exactly how we fixed the
Well, let me
issue. We
finish. Let
stopped
me
giving.
finish. Let
Go
me
ahead.
finish. Let me
Go ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
Okay. So we only know that because it's in hindsight. B, you make
I
way
disagree
more money
though.
for the.
But go
Well,
ahead.
I mean,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
I
I
would bet
interrupted.
money
Go
you
ahead.
didn't
Go
know
ahead.
they weren't
Go ahead.
going to work before we did them. Um,
I'll tell you exactly what works. But go ahead.
Okay. Two, the amount of money that would be generated by those homeless people getting jobs and contributing to the economy is far more than the money that's circulating through these homeless shelters. So that doesn't even make any sense. And three, even if the people working in those shelters were incentivized to keep people homeless, they don't have any way to actually act on that incentive. They don't have any influence over those people. There's no way for them to enact that incentivization. So they may want people to stay homeless, but they can't really do anything about it.
And that is the largest issue in my personal opinion. Because anybody that's well aware of like the crisis that we have among the homeless, there's people that they're not mentally fit to hold jobs to begin with. The individuals who are homeless because they don't have jobs, shit, dude, I was literally homeless because I didn't have, well, I had a job, but
Yeah. Okay.
I was in a fuck situation. I was homeless for a month. At one point, you contribute to that stat. That's not my biggest issue. My biggest issue is I mean, truly, in my personal opinion, the reason the homeless crisis is so severe is because there's so much leniency on criminality. And if you want to solve the homeless crisis, you follow what Florida did. You make fucking crime illegal again. You arrest the individuals that are shooting heroin and smoking crack on the streets. You don't decriminalize those kind of situations. Violent offenders, just because they're poor, shouldn't be allowed to come out on no cash bail. You eliminate all no cash bail systems. If you read the personal stories of women who've been stalked by homeless people, that's another real issue. Is women literally get stalked because homeless people see beautiful women on the sidewalks and they follow them home. And then there's a homeless person that sleeps on the sidewalk where a beautiful. There's so many accounts of that in Los Angeles. That's something else that always goes undiscussed. But like people, there's so much like violent activity that once a homeless person's violent, it's one thing if they're mentally unstable but they're non-violent. You can tell that this person has an issue. Maybe they're doing drugs because it makes them sleep easier, and it's hard sleeping in the street, especially during winter. I'm not arguing any of that, but the moment they're violent, they got to go. Like, I can't believe how many times we re-release violent homeless people back onto the streets.
Okay,
It's
but
insanity to me.
I think we just glazed over like a huge portion. Nobody's gonna disagree with cracking
But
down
it was
on
the
crime.
policies. Right.
No
It's
one's
the
gonna
policies
disagree
they
with that.
created. Dude, that would largely fix the homeless situation. Is it
I
really
don't
just like
think it.
cracking
I
down
don't
on
think it
crime?
would. I think that deals with a portion of the homeless situation. But a lot of people are not valuable members of the workforce, and they need to have programs that allow them to learn a skill or a trade. Like we need, right? We need, for example, we need free public education in some cases in like community colleges, so people can go to school and or like trade schools and stuff. People can learn a trade and become valuable members of the workforce, right? um,
Hmm.
like we need to make it easy for those people to be incentivized to get better. Some people need help to get better, right? Some people, if they're like fucked up on drugs, um, it's so difficult to get off of that and move forward. We need to be able to, and if they don't have any money, then how are they going to do it on the? We need to have programs that's going to help people do that, right? That's one thing that I look at. Um, uh, no cash bail. I don't know anything about the
I
bail
don't,
system.
dude. The no cash bail system is fucking insane.
I'm
It's
I would
proven throughout the
I'm
country.
letting you
Anywhere that
know.
enacts it
I'm letting you
is
know
is
right
is an
now. I'm
increase
not
in
going to have
crime
any
everywhere.
comment on this because I have no idea. I've never looked into it. I've literally no
I
knowledge about it.
there's several cities where no cash bail got enacted, and all the statistics show that everywhere no cash bail gets enacted, there's a crime increase, and it's just logical to assume, of course, that's what happens, because how do you expect to solve a crime issue if you keep re-releasing criminals? Like the guy who was on the subway that Daniel Penny choked out. How the fuck did he have 45 convictions? And some like literally like several of them, like 7 to 8 of them were violent attacks. How did he have those and he was still allowed on
I
the
don't know.
subway?
I don't
Like,
know why we're talking about Daniel Penny right now. We're talking about California, right?
I know, but
Um,
that was a New York situation with no cash bail as well. That's the
okay.
reason.
Again,
It's just
buddy.
another
I mean,
situation.
you can talk about no cash bail all you want. I'm not gonna make any comment because I have no fucking clue. I have no idea about it. I would need
I
to
get
do more
you. I get
research.
you.
Yeah. Um, make you said the words "make crime illegal" again.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that?
That's exactly what I mean. I promise you, there's a shit ton of our homeless that are re-released. They're because when it's a no cash bail system, what ends up happening is if it shows that they're below a certain poverty line, it was originally created through like Black Lives Matter programs as a form of equity. It's like, okay, the rich person, gets a DUI and or not even just a DUI, but let's say any kind of crime, they have the money to bail themselves out. A poor person does that same crime, they don't have the money to bail themselves out, so they have to wait in the system. Then you get an expedited trial. But it was originally created under this essentially like false idea that if we create a no cash bail system, that certain people below a poverty line commit a crime and then they get to be freed because they're so poor. So because every city that's ever enacted that has created an increase in crime because criminals are allowed to commit several crimes in a row and have to await
And how do
trial. A
you
lot
how
of
do you
them
know
being
this is
homeless.
how do you know there's like a causation here and not just a correlation?
Because all the stats across the cities that enact no cash bail systems have an increase in crime.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
you can,
it's a crime report.
for example, right? Um,
It's
you could
also very
say,
common sense to assume that, like, okay, the criminal
no,
who just committed a robbery,
hang on.
or
You just said one of the most triggering words to me possible: common sense. Common sense is a meaningless term to me. Okay.
Usually that is triggering for a liberal. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, that's not what it is at all. Because common sense to one person might not be common sense to another person. I just don't like the term. I think it's a way of waving away having to explain something, right?
I'll explain it more.
Yeah, but let me say this, right? For example, we can say that there are higher rates of cancer in the cities, right? And then we can say there's also higher 5G coverage in the cities, right? That's a correlation, but not a causation. How do we know that one is directly leading into the other?
Because, dude, God damn it, dude, what's the scientific term? Anyway, there's other cities that show examples of like Miami. Miami used to be a top 20 dangerous city. When you look at what Francis Suarez did with the city of Miami, he came in and he started cracking down. It's the same thing Rudy Giuliani did with New York.
Okay, but
Dude, New
cracking
York was
down
an
on crime
incredibly violent.
is one thing, right? Like cracking down on crime, I'm
Right.
probably going to agree
So
with.
hear me out.
But
One more
I'm
time,
trying
I'm
to
gonna
understand.
repeat it.
Again,
If
this
a
is coming
criminal,
from somebody. Remember, this is coming from somebody.
I know.
No idea about bail. No idea about the system. You're trying to tell me that no cash bail is like specifically a problem. I'm not saying I know that it's not.
Listen,
I'm saying that I need to. I need you to
listen, let me
show me
finish.
that there's a
I am.
causation there.
The causation is this. You got to understand. Most of these news sources you see of these extreme violent attacks, it's almost always coming from repeat offenders. And not just repeat offenders, but repeat offenders who are awaiting trials, who probably should be in our jail system as is. It's the take, for example, a man robs a woman out of 7-Eleven, tries to steal money out of her purse. Well, he gets caught, gets arrested. He's homeless. They release him. He has to await a trial. And what's he going to do? He's still just a poor, violent man out on the streets. He's going to rob another woman with a purse.
Okay.
It's something.
So that kind of makes sense to me. But why are they being granted bail at all? Is the question.
Bro, thank you. That's my fucking question too.
Yeah, but that doesn't even have anything to do with no cash bail. That's just why
It
are they getting
does.
bailed at all?
Because
Because
everybody
even
gets
in a
the
no
option
cash
of
bail
bail.
system, they could say
Well, because
no bail
that's
granted.
because you're right. Except that you know what? That's a phenomenal point. Except we give bail to tons of individuals that probably just don't deserve it. Tons of violent criminals get bail, and then
So
when
could
you
your
create a
issue
no cash,
potentially be with too lenient bail rules, maybe?
bro, that was the first thing I said. Leniency on criminality. That's
No,
one of the
well, but
biggest
you
issues.
were talking specifically. I think there's a difference here. You were specifically talking about no cash bail, right?
But first off, eliminate no cash bail entirely. Just eliminate no cash bail.
What
And then
about for
second off,
somebody? Well, what about for somebody who did like a minor drug offense, has a clean record otherwise, and is pretty poor?
I mean, how the fuck are you poor and got drugs?
Wait, seriously?
Why is that your
Come
priority?
on, bro. Come
Why
on,
is that your
bro. There's
priority?
so many poor people
No.
with drugs because their life
how about-
sucks.
Right. I know. But let's be honest, dude. People have to take more accountability for the decisions. Like, when I was,
Hey, Sleepy
I know-
Joe, welcome, good buddy. Good to see you here, man. This is someone
Sleepy
you're gonna
Joe.
like, Daniel.
sweet. I know anybody with the name Sleepy Joe, I could already assume.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, no. It's no cash bail essentially is the bail system in general. Like the two are correlated. They create a no cash bail system, and on top of being lenient on allowing tons of bails, like they're both kind of go side and side with the DAs and mayors of all the liberal cities that enact those. Now you gotta understand, man. When you look at something, when you have examples in our country of healing a city, like what Francis Suarez did for Miami, or even in the past what Rudy Giuliani did for New York, it's like you know that those things work. Well, now when you see systems
Well, no, but
created by
again. My issue is not with like cracking down on crime. I think you're probably right. Like I'm thinking, it seems like there's a lot of situations where people are being let out on bail that probably shouldn't be let out on bail. But you put a really, really strong highlight on no cash bail specifically.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to understand, as somebody who has like zero fucking
Listen,
knowledge of the
uh,
bail system as to why that
and I
specifically.
get
Yeah.
because that specifically, usually the no cash bail system goes hand in hand with allowing people bail to begin with. It's very rare people don't get bail. You know that, Jordan, right? It's very rare,
Yes.
only in
Of course.
extreme
Yeah.
circumstances. So most people, like a rich white man hits his wife and gets arrested for domestic violence, he's going to get offered bail. Like that's just what it is.
What do you
If a
this just
poor
kind of
black
popped
man on
in
the
this just
street
kind of popped in
is
my
homeless,
head, and maybe Sleepy
yeah,
Joe, maybe you want to comment on this as well if you know about this kind of stuff. um what about like a situation where we're looking at like an overcrowded prison already?
shit, dude. And build another. No, I'm just kidding.
Just build another one. I mean, maybe,
Just build another prison. Oh
because
no, for
that
sure.
could be an issue,
Um,
right? Like that could be a problem potentially.
unless that is the issue, then I mean, dude, see me, even those circumstances are very easy to solve. First off, I would prioritize violent crime over non-violent crimes. You got an overcrowded prison
I
system,
probably
let
agree
out the
with that.
drug traffickers, let out the drug traffickers, at least reduce sentencing. Like those who are violent criminals should be sentenced over non-violent
I'm
criminals. I've
probably gonna
always
agree with
believed in
that.
that.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's usually a major issue is like there's tons of prisons filled with non-violent crimes, and that always blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, I know. And those were some of the pardons from both Biden and Trump that I think we probably
Yes,
both agree with.
of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do. 100%.
yeah. Um, are those nonviolent, like minor drug offense people? And I think in the
Yeah.
U.S. in general, we're all kind of like, we probably should stop punishing people too hard over like nonviolent drug offenses. I mean, like, these are people
Absolutely.
who are already going through bullshit. These are people we should be trying to rehabilitate, in
And
my
that
opinion.
was my point.
Yeah.
There's plenty of homeless people on the streets that are shooting heroin and smoking crack that probably shouldn't be on the streets. But if there is zero violence coming from that individual, and if that's just a mentally ill individual who's also, if you research, like I got some YouTube channels and some other stuff about like journalists who've gone through the actual Skid Row and the homeless encampments around LA.
Mm,
And one of the most eye-opening things that I
fuck,
ever
I
learned
do
is
not want to go there.
how much how much of the homeless population is being dominated by gangs. I was like, dude, when I saw that, then I go, oh, it all makes fucking sense.
Wait,
So many gangs peddle, dude. It's a wild system. What's going on
yeah,
in Los Angeles?
help me understand this, because I feel like
So what's happening, and I physically saw it dude. It was one of the craziest revelations because I saw it in Koreatown, and you see it, and I pointed out to my girlfriend one time we were passing a homeless encampment, and I said, "See that guy right there?" I pointed at him. He looked fresh as fuck. He had fucking Jordans on. He looked clean, and he was just standing. And I go, "That's one of the dealers." So it was a YouTube video. What happens is the gangs actually go up to these homeless encampments, and if they're not paying, so they give them drugs, they'll give them free drugs sometimes, they'll have them hooked on stuff like meth and heroin, and if they're in that encampment, they kind of run the homeless people in certain encampments. The
mm,
homeless people panhandle all day long, and then they pay the drug dealers. The drug dealers are coming from gangs, and then drug dealers check all the homeless tents there. A lot of these homeless encampments, if you were to spend 24 hours at a homeless encampment, you're going to find out that a drug dealer checks them. And it's one of the weirdest things that, like, if cops were just like literally supervising this homeless encampments, they'd be able to arrest more drug dealers.
sure.
But so what they do is they also abuse the homeless. If the homeless refuse to pay or refuse, then they'll break down the tents. They'll fucking steal the shoes from the homeless people. They'll give the homeless people hard times and like make their living situation even more difficult unless they pay the drug dealer.
So yeah,
And
I
so
mean,
like
I
it's
think
actually a crazy abuse system.
I don't think except for like some of the most extreme, fucking tanky idiots, you're gonna hear people like disagreeing with cracking down on people like that, right? I think like the more we've kind of talked about this, I think we've sort of gotten a little bit closer on our on what our positions are on this. But I still wonder, like, in theory, I feel like there are certain situations where no cash bail does kind of make sense to me. Um, like I
But
said,
here's
for
the
like
problem.
what?
It's like in the most like to me, it's going to come down to uh in the most extreme circumstance, like maybe a reduced bail system for certain individuals, but in the extreme circumstance, I think what's going on with the no cash bail system is the constant release of violent criminals is creating a serious issue, especially stalkers. Like there was one woman who reported that this guy smashed her window. He immediately got released, and then he had to stalk again. He was stalking that woman again. She felt completely unsafe. Like that was over in Venice. I remember when that article came out about a year and a half ago,
Hmm.
and she was just like, "Dude, it just feels so ridiculously unsafe to have all these encampments." And that's another thing. I just don't believe in these encampments being
I
allowed
mean,
to spread all over
I've
Los
gotten
Angeles.
into the odd screaming match with a tweaker in Venice before. I think we all have.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've seen crazy shit. I've seen a homeless person with a stop sign and he was trying to smash cars on the street, and I was like,
Jesus
"Holy fuck,
Christ.
bro! Let me make a right because I do not want to deal with this right now."
Yeah, I mean, like we
'Cause-
obviously have like a big homeless problem here in LA. If you're denying that, you've got your head in the sand, right?
yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a little tough to pin specifically on the governor. I think that's more of a municipal thing.
No,
Uh,
absolutely. I don't blame the
yeah,
governor for that one.
yeah.
Other than the fact that he created these systems that were supposed to be able to stop the homeless situation, which cost billions and billions of dollars, and
Yes,
it only
yes,
increased the homeless
but
situation.
again, hindsight is 2020, and those were
Yeah, but you know what,
made
dude?
with
Just
good
follow.
intention.
I get it, but just follow what like. There's people that have succeeded in removing this
Listen,
issue, like
listen,
Miami.
listen, Daniel.
Follow what they do.
Nobody wants to do what your crazy ass fucking state did. Okay.
No, no, dude. First off, follow Francis Suarez, man. I like that guy a lot. I
I
wish
know
you'd
you
look
do.
into him.
I know you do. I know you
He's a
do.
Cuban conservative, and he is through and through Miami as fuck. He had one of the highest re-elections ever, like fucking from most politicians in
Yeah.
this entire country.
Well,
Like
we'll
his
see,
city,
dude. I
Miami,
mean,
loves Francis Suarez.
I'm interested to see what our new
And
AG is gonna
Miami,
do.
my entire life used to be a violent city. I used to think of Miami as the way I thought of Los Angeles. Dude, he remade that entire city, man. It's really good.
Well,
Now, what he did, which is, some people argue, is he removed all the crime from Miami, and it all went like he started leaving like Dade County and it started going to like Broward County. You know what I mean? He just
sure.
started cracking
Well, that
down.
is something
And
that
then the
happens pretty
neighboring
often.
cities, yeah. Yeah, and then the neighbors
Like that's kind of
cities
what happened here,
doing that
right? It's
shit.
like Colorado shipped all their homeless people here,
Yeah, dude, they're genius.
right?
Now
um,
watch when they ship all those MS-13 gang members in those complexes here too.
I thought like I thought MS-13 specifically had kind of gotten smaller in here in the
Yeah,
U.S.
under
in
Trump.
general.
No,
Oh
under
yeah,
Trump.
just
It,
everything's so
no,
good under Trump. Wait, I'm
no,
gonna
you're
look this
right.
up. I'm
No,
gonna
I'm
fact
sorry,
check
you're
you. Hang
right.
on.
Because no, well, you gotta understand, we just allowed 10 million immigrants, dude. We just allowed 10 million immigrants over the last 3 years. Like it obviously increased again, Jordan. That's just a fact.
Okay.
MS-13 reduced because of all the massive. Dude, do you know I watched several raids happen when I lived in Koreatown? I remember seeing raids like crazy, bro. Fucking ICE was cracking down. That whole ICE situation was real as fuck. If you didn't see an ICE raid, you lived in a nice white neighborhood. I lived in
I still live
Koreatown.
in a
I
nice white
watched,
neighborhood.
I know, I watched 3 ICE raids during the Trump administration. It was wild. And I was
I'm
like, oh
so
shit, dude, they
it's
cracked
so
down.
fucking safe here, bro.
I know. Marina?
Yeah.
I love Marina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But no,
Looking at
that was a real thing.
okay.
Trump's ICE had a lot more strength. Also, the DA in LA. Now that we're
I'm
about to
trying to
flip the
see.
DA and get Trump in, it's gonna be crazy, bro. The raids are about to be crazy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
The deportations are about to get crazy, dude. You gotta understand, the DA came up.
A lot of the actions. Okay, opposition to MS-13 in the U.S. has taken various forms. 2004, the FBI created the MS-13 National Gang Task Force. So that was Bush. The FBI also began cooperating with law enforcement in El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico. and set up its own office in San Salvador in February 2005. The following year, the FBI helped create a National Gang Information Center and outlined a national gang strategy for Congress. In addition to the Office of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, initiated Operation Community Shield. In 2008, the MS-13 task force coordinated a series of arrests and crackdowns in the U.S. and Central America that involved more than 6,000 police officers in 5 countries. 73 suspects were arrested in the U.S. in all. More than 650 were taken into custody. By 2011, this operation had made over 20,000 arrests, including more than 3,000 arrests of alleged MS-13 members. In October 2012, the U.S. Treasury Department announced a freeze on American-owned assets owned by the organization and listed MS-13 as a transnational criminal organization, while the 3 leaders, José Luis Mendoza Figueroa, Eduardo Erazo Nolasco, and Elmer Canales Rivera, were imprisoned in El Salvador. They continue to give orders. Elmer, being the founder of the 12 Apostles of the Devil Leadership Board, as a result of the U.S. Treasury Department imposed further sanctions in 2015, allowing the government to seize all assets controlled by these men. Any business with these leaders would be closed down. In January 2016, over 400 Boston police officers were involved in the arrest of 37 MS-13 members. 56 were charged altogether. Weapons and funds were also seized in the homes of gang members. Massachusetts State Police Lieutenant Colonel Frank Hughes commented in a public conference, "In my 30 years of law enforcement, I've never seen a more violent gang out there. These are very, very violent individuals. Violence is unspeakable." The charges include immigration violations, racketeering, and firearm and drug trafficking. On November 16th, 2017, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Department of Justice, and Immigration Customs Enforcement officials announced they arrested a total of 267 alleged MS-13 gang members and associates in Operation Raging Bull, which was carried out in 2 phases. First phase was in September 2017, resulted in 53 arrests in El Salvador. Second phase was between October 8th and November 11th, 2017, resulted in 214 arrests in the U.S., charges including drug trafficking, child prostitution, human smuggling, racketeering, and conspiracy to commit murder. So the most arrests in regards to this appear to have happened.
You ended at 2017.
That's the end of this section about what happened in the U.S.
Yeah, bro. That's like the first year of Trump's administration. 2018, 2019 were crazy. What about all those arrests? And then,
I think those arrests were not as much MS-13 as they were other,
you can't just
other
assume.
gangs. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Because here's why. Hang on. Because there were at the peak there was 30,000 members in the United States, and between the Bush, that was like at its highest point through like the early 2000s. And then between Bush and Obama, they made over 20,000 arrests by 2011. So that was already most of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying. I mean, Operation Raging Bull was under Trump. That was 267 arrests. But other than that, it doesn't look like there was that much.
Well, they came back in Colorado. They took over a complex. The Colorado complex situation is real.
Did you say Venezuela? Venezuela isn't MS-13.
You said Venezuela.
You said they were Venezuelan gang members before, right?
No, they're all Salvadorian. I've always known that. They're all Salvadorian.
Wait, hang on.
And I'm cooking right now. I'm not.
What? Yeah, let me see. What's it called? What's the
MS-13
complex?
The Colorado Springs apartment complexes.
Springs.
Oh no, Aurora. My bad, please. Aurora. Sorry.
Aurora.
I might have said Venezuelan one time about that, but they're my bad. They're all Salvadorian. I'm
trying to find a Wikipedia article. Hang on.
You know, when Q was in the military, he said out of all the terrorist groups he learned about, and he's talking about Al Qaeda, about the Taliban, about all these individuals, he was like, yeah, dude, the military emphasized on MS-13. They said as far as brutality goes,
well,
they're
brother,
one of the most brutal of all time.
It does appear that it's a Venezuelan gang called Tren de Aragua.
That's what it is. So that's
Yeah.
I thought it was MS-13 in Aurora.
No,
Okay, that's
no,
why
no.
I knew it was Venezuela, and then I started thinking
Yeah.
MS-13.
No,
so,
you were
okay,
right.
it's
It was
Venezuelan.
Venezuela. Yeah, it was Venezuela.
Okay, but it was an MS-13. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, but yeah. All the same to me. Scumbags, evil
Well,
scumbags.
I mean, yes, they're all evil scumbags, but they're different flavors of scumbag.
Different flavors of scumbag. It's like the Taliban and Al Qaeda. They're technically different.
Yeah,
All the
like,
same to me.
one is sour apple, one is blueberry, right?
No. One is sour apple and the other is Fuji. Like, or maybe even that's being too nice. Like one's Fuji and one's golden. Like they're both
One's
just
licorice.
apples, but they're different.
Oh, I
Nah.
meant candy flavors. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, like
You
have-
know,
I'm not the flavor that I'm choosing is not a commentary on how good or bad they are. I'm just saying they're different.
no. One
flavors.
is red vine. Hold up. One is Twizzler and one is red vine. That's it.
They all taste like
There we
plastic
go.
to me. I'm gonna be
Yeah, dude. I say we kill them all.
honest.
I'm talking about the plastics. RFK. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. Okay, is that video of him eating McDonald's with Donald Trump real, or that picture of him eating McDonald's?
My
with
favorite part of
Donald
that
Trump
picture
real?
is everyone's like, look at him, and then I look at him and I go, he looks miserable.
I
He
just,
looks like
I
he was-
mean, it's not like it's obviously kind of stupid, but it is kind of dumb for him, like coming in saying all this shit to be eating McDonald's with the president. It's not a good
I
look
know.
for him. He shouldn't have done
But
that.
but did you hear what they said? Like the person that came out and said they go, yeah, Trump really forced him. When Trump was like, no, you're gonna sit down. Come on, Bobby. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna enjoy this burger with us. Come on. He's like, no, I'm okay. He was like actively trying to fight against it. He's like, come on. So he sat down and he fucking took the picture with the
It's
burger
just,
and had a burger.
it's like.
'Cause it was a big win. It was a big win. I know.
get it. No,
contradicts the
like,
point.
and like that's like fine, but it's. I mean, like he should have been the one guy at
Oh.
the table eating like a salad. You know?
Yeah, but you know Trump don't eat no salads. Trump loves
No, not
McDonald's.
Trump.
Known
Not
fact.
Trump.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah,
like,
but Trump ain't buying no
at
fucking
least-
salads on that plane.
Like fucking
Bobby
Robert Kennedy.
in that
Robert
picture.
Kennedy could have like at least had like a McDonald's salad, right?
That's
Make
my
America
point. You know
healthy
Trump
again
didn't buy
starts
no
tomorrow.
fucking salads on those planes, dude.
Tomorrow? Wait, no, doesn't it
You know
start
Trump
on
eats
the
French
20?
fries, McDonald's,
Sleepy.
and Diet Coke.
Sleepy, isn't the inauguration on the 21st? I'm actually
20th,
part of
20th,
me.
not the 21st.
The 20th, sorry. Oh, so then you were wrong about the planets aligning.
No. I was not
Daniel!
Brody, you did not listen to me. That's the problem. It's a listening comprehension. I said on the 21st, the first official day of a full
Okay,
Trump presidency,
Okay.
all the
Alright.
all the planets are aligned on the
Okay.
first full
All right,
day
fair enough.
of a
Fair
Trump
enough.
presidency.
Fair enough.
Okay.
We're yeah. That was the tweet he made with the picture. Oh,
Not his inauguration day.
okay.
I would have
My
said
bad.
inauguration day. I would have
So-
just said that.
So that actually adds a little context. He said, "Make America healthy again starts tomorrow." Was the tweet he had on the picture where he's eating McDonald's with RFK
See,
Jr.
Yeah,
That's
and
kind of funny.
That's funny.
That's a little.
It's just funny,
yeah.
bro. It's all just funny. Come on, man.
It's a little funny.
Dude, when liberals say shit like that, that's what
Hey,
makes me feel like they're out of
Don't
touch.
you?
Like, come
Don't
on,
you?
it's all just funny.
Don't you loop us in with the crazy ones, okay? Don't you
I
loop us
don't
in with the
loop you in with-
progressives? Okay?
Hold on, but you got to remember, you're a minority. Most of them are crazy these
Yes,
days.
I am Jewish. Thank you.
You're a minority, dude.
Bro, I'm
mean-
so much a minority. I'm a polyamorous, pansexual Hispanic Jew. Like I don't know
That
how
ain't
much
shit, bro.
more.
You know who's a real minority? You know who's
Who?
a real minority? Q.
I knew you were. How did I
He's a
know you were
minority.
going to say Q? I knew you were going to say.
'Cause-
It's because he's a
'cause Q's
visible
a-
minority. Okay, that's not fair.
no,
That's
wrong.
not fair. It's not
You know
my
he's
fault. I
Jewish,
look
right?
white.
Q's
Q is not
Jewish.
Jewish.
He had a bar mitzvah, bro. I've seen his picture. I've met his mother. He is
Bro,
Jewish. He is
bro,
a black
Let
veteran
me
Jew
promise you right
from
now.
Flint, Michigan.
Let me promise you right now. There is a 100% chance he did not have a bat mitzvah. And do you know why?
Oh, let's bet. Or bar mitzvah. Might be
Yeah,
bet
exactly,
someone does that.
motherfucker.
I can Jewish, bitch. I don't know your fucking stupid fucking words. God damn it.
I said that with
I was
100%
speaking in
confidence
my
for a
Hey,
reason.
hold the fuck up. I was speaking in my Bostonian accent. My bad.
A bad mitzvah.
It's a bar mitzvah. It's like, no, it's a bar mitzvah. It's bar mitzvah. That's what I fucking said.
Oh my god. I did not know
Actually,
that
that'd be a
about
funny
you.
skit.
Why didn't you
That'd
ever
kinda
say
be a
that?
funny-
Why didn't you never tell me that, dude?
Bro. I don't know. I don't know, dude. You know Q. He only likes to talk about fucking women and money. It's ridiculous.
That's true. Is he still talking about women and money all the time, or is he growing up a little bit now that he's got a kid?
Now he just talks about football and money because he has a baby now.
That's cool. I'm all about football. I can talk about money.
Bro, I can't stand it. I tell him all the time, bro, you gotta chill, man. Not everybody wants to listen to you constantly talk about money. So it drives me crazy.
I'm down to talk about football. Let's talk a little bit of football, not too much football.
All right, we will.
Little bit of
How long
football.
you be planning on doing? I kind of want to continue on our chat real quick. I just want to
Okay.
say
All
one more
right. Yeah.
political
Let's go
thing.
ahead and do that. Go
Say
ahead.
one more
Make
political
your
thing.
point. Make your
Dude?
political thing. Yeah.
Honestly, what were we talking about?
We were talking about crime.
The gangs of Aurora. I just want to know what the fuck you think about that. How have we not called the National Guard on that? That's ridiculous to me. Hearing the
here's
stories
the
that come out of there is ridiculous to me. We can fix that situation in a split second if we just did what we need to do, and that's call our National Guard and remove all those scumbags. It's not really hard. We're America. We have fucking military. We'll wipe those gangs out in a heartbeat.
So
it's one thing to police. It's one thing to police the gangs that go on.
And I'm opening up
Uh-huh.
the actual article on this, but Wikipedia says their presence here is being slightly exaggerated. So let's take
Cool,
a look
because
here.
the raid that just happened and the community that complained, because if you see the community complaints, there was dozens and dozens of reports. They were all saying this shit's real. There's like a serious issue. They took over a couple complexes. The residents had to leave. The residents complained on video. They said, "Dude, we were forced out." And like it's not affecting the entire community of Aurora, but it is a thing that you go, how could you possibly let that happen? The actual apartment complex had to release a statement on Twitter because of that fucking bullshit Wikipedia and the bullshit liberals were pulling. The apartment complex said, yes, I have not been able to receive money and they took over my building and the government is not helping me. That's what the owner of the apartment complex said. That's insane to me, bro. That's not okay. That's not American.
So I'm going to read you this article here in a second.
Okay, read the. Fine, I'll plug because I know you're not going to look it up. Plug what the apartment complex owner said. That one is the most important article of all of them.
It includes what he says, as well as him reversing what he said. On October 11th, Donald Trump held a campaign event in Aurora, Colorado. This was let me give you the date for this. This was on December 9th. This article. On October 11th, Donald Trump held a campaign event in Aurora, Colorado, where the then Republican Party candidate and now president-elect appeared on stage flanked by large placards bearing mugshots of Venezuelan immigrants who had been arrested following their arrival to the United States. These campaign props were adorned with the words, "Occupied America, TDA, gang members in Aurora." While the backdrop of the stage was draped in banners bearing the slogan, "Deport illegals now," it seemed unusual for the Trump campaign to spend valuable time and energy to organize a rally in a state widely expected to vote Democratic during the home stretch of what appeared at the time to be a close electoral contest.
That's why he's the shit, dude.
Okay,
Because he went everywhere.
Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down.
He went everywhere. Go ahead.
Calm the fuck down. But the purpose
hard
of this
worker.
campaign event was, above all else, symbolic. In late August, video footage had emerged of a group of armed Venezuelan migrants trying to forcibly enter an apartment in a housing complex in this nondescript suburb of Denver, a city that has at times struggled to accommodate a large wave of migrants from Latin America over the past several years. After the building's out-of-state landlord claimed the building had been taken over by a Venezuelan prison gang, Tren de Aragua, the mayor of Aurora repeated the claim before reversing himself as the incident was seized upon by conservative politicians.
Oh, the mayor reversed. I knew that.
Well, also the landlord is out of state. He's not even there.
Yeah, but the landlord said he's not receiving his money, and I want to hear that the landlord reversed his statement because I saw the landlord statement, and I mean, you read that statement, and you go, "What the fuck?"
Well, I mean, let's continue.
The mayor is a fucking liberal scumbag, like a hardcore lefty. So of course,
so everything he says must be a lie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably getting
Hang
paid
on.
off by these gangs.
Bu- 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 buzz. In late August, let's see, where were we? Online influencers. Okay, as the incident was seized upon by conservative politicians, media pundits, and online influencers to make exaggerated claims that the city had been taken over by criminals from Venezuela.
I mean, sure, that's not what happened.
I'm not done yet!
And I
As the election approached, this once largely unknown criminal organization was thrust into the spotlight as an emergent threat to U.S. national security. Its vicious activities attracting the attention, and that's vicious in quotations, activities attracting the attention
it
of
was
Republican
vicious.
legislators, and I'm just reading it, okay? Attention of Republican legislators and executive branch agencies. In the aftermath of
What
a
article are
resounding
you
Trump
reading?
victory,
Where's it coming from?
americasquarterly.org. In the aftermath of a resounding Trump victory at the polls, buoyed in part by the electorate disapproval with the Biden administration's handling of immigration and border enforcement, an important yet largely unanswered question remains: does Tren de Aragua actually pose a legitimate threat to U.S. national security? Surprisingly little is known about Tren de Aragua, a fact that has given it great power and allowed it to assume the shape of a chimera in the eyes of both law enforcement and other criminal actors. Several governments in the Americas have sounded the alarm about the group, while criminals operating in the Venezuelan diaspora have claimed links to TDA to bolster their reputations and criminal legitimacy. The gang has permanent cells in Peru and in Chile, where it carried out a high-profile assassination in 2023. At the same time, evidence suggests that the TDA has had trouble expanding in places with competitive criminal markets and where state coercive capacity is strong. Given all of this, the fear and campaign season rhetoric in the U.S. is overblown. Despite the real threat TDA poses to many Venezuelan migrants, it's unlikely the group has much power or reach in the U.S., where other organized criminal organizations pose much more of a threat to citizens.
So what's that called? An ad hominem?
And
I know that's
TDA
one of
itself.
your guys' favorite fucking words. That's a
Wait.
fucking complete ad hominem. It's not that there's not a
how is it
threat.
an
It's
ad
just it's not as
hominem?
much. Wait, I forget which one is it? Because it's comparing to something else to try to distract from the.
You're
Is
saying
that what
it's
an
a
ad
red
hominem is?
herring?
Or is a red herring? Fine, fuck it, dude. Which one's an ad hominem? I thought that was the
Ad
one.
hominem is
Or,
like when you call somebody stupid and don't relate it to their argument. So, for example,
Oh, okay.
ad
So you try to
hominem.
discredit the person. You try to.
Yeah,
Okay, but
so
what's the
like
one?
ad hominem would be like your argument is wrong because you're stupid. A non
Okay.
ad hominem non ad
I
hominem
got
would
you.
be
I got you.
your argument is wrong and you're stupid.
So hear me out. Hear me out. Look, here's the problem with that article: is it's not fucking coming down to the. First off, it just tried to say because it's not that violent of an organization compared to other organizations, it's not an issue. That's ridiculous.
It's not saying,
Also,
where did
the
it say it
second,
wasn't an issue?
well, it's just saying it's not as violent as other organizations. It's just not a cool thing to even fucking say. If it's, damn it, how did I fucking miss that, Jordan? You got me all worked up. All right. Here's the other thing. Now go ahead and look this up. They
Well,
rated
I'm not
that
done
apartment
reading the
complex.
article
Hold on,
yet.
Okay, keep going. Oh, finish. I
What
mean,
we
be
know about
faster,
Tren de
bro.
Aragua. The origins of TDA are well documented. The group first emerged in 2005 as a trade union formed to build a railroad during the government of Hugo Chavez. The consortium of workers quickly began embezzling funds before moving into extorting contractors. By the time the project was abandoned in 2011, this nucleus of ersatz railway workers had metamorphosed
That was
into
a
a
good
criminal
one.
organization known as El Tren de Aragua. The group quickly developed a formidable presence in the state's notorious Tocoron prison. It was there that its current leader, Hector Rutherford, that's a weird name for a Venezuelan, Guerrero Flores, alias Nino Guerrero, joined in 2013, quickly becoming the PRAN, an incarcerated gang leader who controls prisons from the inside while simultaneously directing criminal organizations outside of them. Under his tutelage, TDA expanded to several neighboring states and became Venezuela's largest criminal organization of its kind, engaging principally in extortion, street-level drug dealing, and human trafficking. The rise of TDA coincided with the onset of the Venezuelan economic crisis. The implosion of the economy, combined with hyperinflation, led to the virtual collapse of the country's social safety net, prompting millions of young Venezuelans to migrate. Sensing an opportunity in the crisis, TDA expanded its operations to the poorest border region and charged outgoing migrants fees to exit through irregular border crossings, or trochas, while other members reportedly embedded themselves in migrant flows heading to other South American countries to prey on their compatriots. With the worsening of the migrant crisis in 2018, reports began to surface from law enforcement in Colombia, Peru, and Chile that TDA had established chapters and was engaging in widespread criminal activities in those countries. Still, TDA had limited success setting up operations in Colombia, despite the fact that the two countries shared a 1,379-mile-long border. Gang members who tried to make incursions into border enclaves, such as Arauca and Cucuta, were met with violent resistance from Colombian insurgent groups such as the Ejército de Liberación Nacional and Fuerzas Armadas Revolucionarias de Colombia. Dissident factions demonstrating the extreme difficulties facing new entrants into Colombia's established criminal market. Other apparent TDA chapters were more successful in establishing a presence elsewhere in less competitive environments, particularly in Bogota, where they principally devoted themselves to micro-level extortion and drug dealing in poorer neighborhoods. Tellingly, even in these spaces, TDA operatives subcontract smaller local gangs, authorize them to use their name to generate fear and compliance within their victims. So, clearly it sounds like these guys are a pretty big deal in Venezuela. TDA found it easier to expand and establish roots in places with large contingents of Venezuelan migrants and fewer local criminal rivals. This is especially true of Chile and Peru, where the group appears to have established permanent cells from Santiago and Lima to Peru-Chile and Chile-Bolivia border areas. While the gang makes money from human trafficking, narco-trafficking, and extortion, it has also wielded violence there, particularly against fellow Venezuelan migrants. In a case that made international headlines, TDA allegedly planned and carried out the kidnapping and heinous murder of Ronald Ojeda, a former first lieutenant in Venezuela's armed forces and an opponent of the Venezuelan regime in March 2023 in Chile. The lack of criminal competitors in these places was decisive in the group's expansion, in contrast to Ecuador or Brazil, where there is little evidence of permanent cells. I might skip ahead to... Okay, here we go. This is where it talks a little bit more.
This is a December 9th article, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to fucking...
Are you though?
Mayor. Oh, yeah, I am. Go ahead, finish, because wait until you find out what happened December 17th. But go ahead, keep finishing your article.
Well, what?
Oh, you want to know?
Yeah, of course I want to know.
Because I followed this, like, constantly. And yeah, they constantly try to downplay what was going on in Aurora. The mayor reversed the situation. There's this whole it was a conservative standpoint of whatever the fuck they were saying, because this all happened in October, and they thought that this was strengthening the Trump election, so they tried to reverse it. This is not an issue. They were trying to downplay it.
Can you just send me the article instead of prefacing it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. And then December 17th, they go ahead and raid it, and they found out that people were kidnapped, and they found 14 people fucking tied up, and there was a serious issue going on in that fucking complex that they constantly try to downplay. But let me go ahead and send you the article.
Yes,
it was
please.
Ridiculous, dude. It was fucking ridiculous. It was it was an actual issue, and then the liberal media downplayed it like it wasn't.
Oh my god!
That's a reminder.
Oh, stop loading it. Let me just read the article.
They did, dude.
Can you send it to me in Discord? For fuck's sake, I'm trying to pull it up on here.
Oh, my bad. How do I send you a direct message? I've never done that yet. Here we go.
This is a single home invasion? Is this supposed to
No. Let me look up the proper one with the crossed by approximately 15 armed. And let me see if this is the correct one, because they found 14 people tied up in that
taken into
complex.
After 2 Venezuelan immigrants were pistol whipped, beat, victimized, trained Aragua members. Yeah, they have a pattern.
But he was shot.
Going after
they shot and killed. Let's see.
13, 15 was kidnapped, taken in a different unit. 2 people were kidnapped. How is this taking over a whole apartment complex?
You gotta read it, bro. It goes back to the fact that the crimes took over that complex. The criminals took over,
Responding
and
officers locked
this is what
down.
led to the raid.
Hang on. Responding officers locked down the entire apartment complex. This doesn't say that they took over a whole apartment complex.
Dude, there's 2 complexes. It says it it is an ongoing issue, is what people were saying. There's so many accounts.
But it doesn't say that okay.
Did you find fine, I'll plug everything for you. I hate that I have to do all this research instead of just talk to you. But let me go ahead
that's how
and do
it
all the research
goes,
for
bro.
you. I know, I'll plug in what the actual landlord of the complex said. I'll plug in all the testimonies from the people who lived at the complex. Like I'll do all the work for you, Jordan. And this is just one little random issue, but I'll just do all the work real quick.
If you're gonna, I'm not gonna do your work for you. If you're making a claim, you gotta
my
come.
knowledge.
You gotta come with the shit. That's how that works.
No, it's not how it works, dude.
That is how it works. When I say something, wait, hang on. When I say something, do I not provide you with the sources backing up my claims?
No.
That's bullshit. I do it all the time. What are you talking about? Come on now.
So in that article, it talks about the 2 complexes. Let me see. Let me find out the names real quick. It's in that. It's the Edge of Glory Apartments in Aurora.
No. Hang on. It took place in 2 apartment complexes. That is true, but they did not take over 2 apartment complexes.
It did take over. Have you never seen the videos?
They kidnapped people in 2 apartments.
Oh my god! Let me just pull everything up.
This is what the article you just sent me says.
No, dude. No. It's not what the article says.
Well, then send
me a better
article.
The article says a lot. That article says a lot, and you're just fixating on one thing that you read. That article is massive.
Okay. Edge of Lowry Apartments showing armed men entering one of the
Just
units.
read the very last paragraph. How about that? Just read the very last paragraph. Very last paragraph. Yeah. Just get the fucking whole thing. God damn.
CBZ
read the very
Management. Who is CBZ Management?
The owner of the complexes.
Okay, but you think there's. Do you not think that there's like an incentive
you don't want to
for
read
the
it now,
owner?
huh?
I just read it.
Please read it.
I just read it.
No, you read everything out loud except that
Okay,
one.
no matter how anyone tries to spin it, the truth is the truth, and the truth will come out. A CBZ management spokesperson said in a statement obtained by Denver 7 later Tuesday. These gangs have been allowed to take over apartment buildings and terrorize innocent people. We hope the message is learned so this tragedy doesn't spread any further throughout the country. Do you not think that the owner of these apartment complexes might have some sort of incentive to exaggerate the situation?
Absolutely not. These motherfuckers.
What do you mean absolutely not?
Bro, that's so crazy. So you're the people. All right, let me plug in all the fucking witness statements of the people that live there, the people who were terrorized. You're completely. This is what I mean. Like, this is what liberals do. They fucking downplay what people are saying.
No, but
And
there's I wouldn't
dude.
downplay it if there wasn't.
Incentive.
Hang
There's
on,
no
I
incentive
wouldn't.
for the people that live in that complex to be lying. There's no incentive for them to be lying.
I'm not.
So
that's not the people.
Testimonies as well.
Hang on. Pause for a second, because now you're misrepresenting me.
You're misrepresenting the damn article.
I just read it out loud. I
know.
And I read out multiple different parts of it.
And you called them a liar, essentially.
No, I said they're exaggerating.
Don't you feel like the owner's a liar?
So, no, I said they're exaggerating. It says right here, the police said that they entered single units. You're saying the police were lying now. So who are we taking? Who are we taking? Are we taking the police who are just reporting on a situation? Or are we taking the apartment owners who have an incentive to have other people believe that there's more going on? So you're not going to sit here and say that I'm misrepresenting the article. When I've read it out loud, I've read them both out loud.
the raid that happened where they arrested the 2 individuals in those complexes, they were never supposed to be in those complexes to begin with.
This doesn't matter. It's about being accurate. You said they took over a whole apartment complex. That doesn't seem to be the case.
I've explained it to you. They shake the people down, the residents that live there. They made them pay them rent. They were shaking every single individual down in there. They weren't physically living in the entire fucking every single building. No, they let the people live there so they could rob them every fucking day. That's what was going on. That's taking over an apartment complex, Jordan.
Okay, let me look at this. Let me read through and see if what you said is accurate.
Let me find. Okay.
I'm not, bro. I can't just take your word for it. I have to read it. Do you take my word for everything?
Not just not taking my word for it. You're essentially discrediting the shit that's even said in the article by over fixating on, it's just two residences, and that's not the issue. I've tried to explain it to you.
You never said that. What you just said, you haven't said a single time.
I did. I said they've been shaking down the people that lived in the apartment complex. I said that earlier. They were shaking them all down. They took over the apartment complexes. The people were getting shook down who lived in the residing neighborhoods. There's video footage of them actually pointing guns at those individuals and robbing them. There's tons of video footage of that. There's literally cameras at that complex. And we were constantly downplaying that. There's witness statements. It's fucking fact at this point that yes, dude, those gangs took those
reading it now. I'm reading it now. I'm going to read it out loud. The Edge of Lowry Apartments has been in the national spotlight this year because of a video that went viral showing armed men entering one of the units in the complex, sparking claims that the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua had taken over the complex. The surveillance video was recorded on August 18th, roughly 10 minutes before 25-year-old Osvaldo Jose Davion Araujo was shot at the complex. He later died from his injuries. In September, the Aurora Police Department deemed 2 apartment complexes, the Edge of Lowry and 200 Columbia, criminal nuisances, and threatened closure over safety concerns that reportedly included crime and deterioration. The company that owns Edge of Lowry, CBZ Management, claims gang members prevented them from making repairs at their Aurora properties, saying it was too dangerous for their employees to be on site. Code enforcement and inspection records dating back to 2020, however, show numerous violations prior to an influx of Venezuelan immigrants in the Denver metro, including mice infestations, ceiling damage, dozens of unlawful vehicles parked in the parking lot. During Tuesday's news conference, Chamberlain reassured the public that his department is working diligently to combat crime in and around the troubled complex. We have a problematic location in the city of Aurora, and it was without question these apartments that have been in the media's attention and the community's attention for years or at least a year, Chamberlain said. And again, we are not going to tolerate it. We are going to address it. We're going to continue to focus on it. Ultimately, the chief of police said that the problems that have occurred at Edge of Lowry Apartments in Aurora are the result of federal government's inability to address the nation's broken immigration system, which resulted in an influx of immigrants to the Denver metro in the winter of 2023. We have individuals that come to the country.
Mayor.
We have individuals that come to a country, get dropped off into a community. They have absolutely no infrastructure. They have absolutely no support. They have absolutely no guidance from the federal government about what to do, how to live, how to survive. And this is the ramifications of that activity. This is the ramifications of not monitoring what's occurring and how it's occurring and who it's occurring to. This says there was one video. Do you have more videos than that?
Well, the people marching around with guns? No, but then, I mean, who knows? Maybe there's more videos.
This is a genuine question. This is a genuine question.
Because there's witnesses. They came out.
How do you know? Because you just used those videos to say, we see all of these people getting shaken down all the time. There's one video that we know of. And yes, there's going to be witnesses of crime. They're saying there's obviously a crime problem at these places. I'm not denying that at all, right? The language that they've been taken over by these gangs, I think, is separate from saying there is a problem of crime in this area.
No, they've been taken over by the gangs. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But this paragraph doesn't say that.
Dude, oh my God, fine. But the landlord said it. The landlord said he hasn't been receiving any money. And
bro, this is and yes, I can understand why they're not going to collect rent, right? Because there's a big problem with crime in the area. Could you say that would it be possible for dangerous people to be living in the area, preventing people from going in and getting rent? And at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean that an apartment complex has been taken over?
Bro, that happened in August
Just
28th. They didn't
follow
raid
with
that
me.
bitch.
Just follow with
Go
me.
ahead.
Is
What'd
what
you
I
say?
said possible? Let's say I'm not
Right.
even talking about this. Let's say random apartment complex somewhere else. It's really, really dangerous. There's lots of gang activity there. Employees don't feel safe going and picking up rent. Is it possible that they just don't feel safe sending their employees in there, and it's not that the place has been taken over? Is that possible?
No, because I'm telling you
No.
that there's countless.
So
Yes,
okay.
because I'm telling you,
So you're
there's
saying that
countless
any
individuals.
apartment building that anywhere in the country that that employees don't feel safe going in to get up rent means that that apartment complex has been specifically taken over.
Here, I'm sending you more articles, bro.
I yeah,
You're
but
not.
I'm working down a logical set of steps here. Okay,
The gang told the property manager to give them half the rent, and they threatened to
this is
kill
the
him.
same video they were talking about.
I'm sending you more. I'm just flooding you, bro. Because you're just refusing to admit that there was an issue.
I'm
That the
not
gangs were threatening to
you
kill
won't
people if they
engage with
didn't
my
pay them money.
hypothetical. You won't engage with my
But I don't care
hypothetical.
about your hypothetical because I'm presenting
Uh,
facts. Like if I'd rather listen to the witnesses, I'd rather listen to the police that are saying that this was an issue.
the
I'd rather listen
police
to
are
the
not
apartment
saying
complex
that.
manager.
The police didn't say that. The police used other language. They did not use that language. This is why I'm skeptical. The police are describing a different situation. It's not like I'm not saying that like, oh yeah, everything's great there and there's not like a huge problem.
I just don't understand, bro. You're arguing like semantics. What do you think taking over a complex is?
They've like fucking Chaz or something. Like they've
Essentially,
occupied
man,
it.
they occupied it illegally. Yes, that's exactly what happened. And it took months for them to finally remove them.
But like that kind of shit happens and we don't like
No,
compare that to
and
like
where else in America
occupying
does
it.
that fucking happen? Where
In
does gangs taking complexes, refusing to pay the owner or the
okay.
landlord, saying
Okay.
they'll kill them, and then shaking the other people that live in those complexes
So
down for money? Where is that happening?
like let me give you an example that we're a little bit removed from, right? That's not very recent. So it's a little easier for us to think about. If we're talking about like the mafia shaking down places to get their money, do we consider that the mafia has taken them over?
Yeah.
Okay, well then we are just arguing semantics because I don't consider that. I don't consider that to be the case. I consider taking it over to be
I
like,
believe the moment you threaten people with like that terrorist level action of threatening like, hey, you need to pay me. Like let's say I live in my little, I got an apartment over here. Let's say a gang moves in next door to me and they take over two of the complexes here in my apartment building. And they start fucking knocking on my door. They see me walking up to my door and they go, hey, give us fucking money. If you want to live here, you need to pay rent. I go, yo, what the fuck is this, dude? And you're like over here trying to call police and report the crime going on in this area. And there's video footage of them holding illegal guns. Those guns probably aren't even legal in Colorado. And then the landlord saying, hey, I'm not on the campus. I'm scared. They threaten my life too. I'm going to fully tell people, yeah, they took over my apartment building. I need to get the fuck out of here. That's exactly what I would say.
okay, well, yeah. I would to me taking it over means they're like occupying it completely, not just shaking people down for money.
That's ridiculous.
That's
But
not
okay, so if we
ridiculous.
want to
That's
argue,
what the words take over mean.
that's to me a takeover. What they did, shaking people down, making them pay them rent, like they fucking became the
Like
new landlords.
Chaz
That's a
was a
takeover.
takeover. To me, Chaz was a takeover.
Chaz was just a gay little thing the Seattle mayor let happen, dude. That
Yeah, but
didn't
they
need to
took
happen
over
either.
the area, right? Like they armed and took over the area.
Right, right.
It was like a territory that they carved out, right?
Okay,
And they held
so then
armed.
those protesters at UCLA never took over UCLA.
They
That
took
was just
over
a
that
little quarter.
They took over that
Well,
library, right?
well, yeah, they were just hanging out.
Wait,
They
what?
didn't take it
No,
over,
that
Jordan.
fits.
They were just chilling. They're just,
What
you
they
know,
did in like the library fits the description of what I'm
hmm
saying. They took it over.
what's happening.
I know, dude. That really sucks.
Yeah, that's not good. You know, that's a big thing for Chelsea. She absolutely freaks out when that happens on her stream. She never
Yeah,
shuts
because
her
it
stream down
boots
ever.
all of your fucking people. It really sucks.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bummer. You got. Why does that keep happening to you? Have you figured that out
I
yet?
don't know. I still haven't fucking
You
figured
should
it out.
Google
I've
it.
tried.
You should Google it.
You think I haven't Googled that shit?
Yeah.
I've been Googling it. I've been
Clearly, you
Googling.
don't
I've done
Google a
been
lot,
Googling
Jordan. Clearly, you don't
Fuck.
Google a lot, Jordan.
it. Good lord.
That's a bummer.
Good God.
Because when you
Yeah,
have
the
those multiple
library.
shutdowns, you'll never really grow the stream.
All right, relax. Okay.
I know I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying you. You know,
I
I
have
want your
been.
success.
I have been growing it little by little. Okay.
I know,
So,
but
relax.
I'm talking. You know, if you want to grow more than little by little, you gotta have consistency, my friends. And I'm not saying that to be a dick.
I don't know. I don't know like how to fix it. I really don't know. Maybe I should try to wire it directly to the.
You should
to the
you should reach
router.
out to other You should reach out to. Is it Kick that keeps happening too?
No,
kick?
it's something in either my like software that's routing it out to my streams, or I'm getting like ping spikes or something like that. For fuck's sake, because like it drops my connection to Discord too when it happens.
I mean, we're still
It
talking
drops-
on Discord.
No, like I couldn't hear you for a second.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
and
then,
I thought your headset.
Yeah, you
had
got.
died.
You might have something going on. You thought my headset died. I heard you that
Yeah.
whole time, and then you thought my headset died. So somehow you got. So you think it's an issue with your router?
I might want to plug directly into the modem instead of through the router.
Yeah.
Like, there's something fucky going on with
Yeah,
the switch.
I would say you should. I would say
Yeah.
you should do that and at least see if that solves the issue.
Because I'm plugged
should-
through the router to the
So
modem.
when you
I
do
might
your
just
stream
wanna go
Wednesday-
back
because it happens every stream, doesn't it?
yeah, sometimes more than
Yeah.
others. Yeah.
So you got to do something different every single time then. So the next time
So,
you should
yeah.
plug it directly into the router and see if that fixes it.
Yes, the library, they took over the library. And it's because they forcibly took over the library. They didn't let anybody in.
No,
They barricaded it.
No,
They occupied it. Yes.
they let people in. They let people in.
Yeah,
If you
only
wore a
because they
mask
were going
and
to
said
bring
Free
them
Palestine,
fucking
you got
food,
to go
or
in.
if they were wearing a fucking keffiyeh.
Dude, that was just an encampment of love. That was not
Shut
a
the
takeover.
fuck up. That was an encampment of anti-Semitism, is what that was.
You know, they just wanted to free Palestine, Jordan. That wasn't anti-Semitic, okay? It
They
was
wanted to
anti-Zionist.
free Palestine by destroying Israel. Fuck those people. Fuck.
So now
those
we
people.
agree. Semantics is a bitch. I believe what happened in that complex was a takeover. They illegally occupied that area and they shook down
Listen,
individuals that lived there.
Daniel,
Yeah.
all of us have the right to be wrong. It's okay.
All right, you're right. I'll allow you to be wrong.
Oh man. Well, I feel like that stream dropping is probably a good. Aurora police react to alleged Venezuelan gang presence at apartments have not taken over. Sleepy Joe, do you have a link for that? I would love to read that out loud and obnoxiously for Daniel. And this is a Trump guy here, Daniel. This is a Trump guy.
You didn't say that they have not taken over.
Won't
You
let you
said
send the
they
link. Oh,
react
let me see if I can.
To allege.
I have to allow. Okay. Yeah, I'll Google the headline, but I'll make sure to allow links for next time, Sleepy. By the way, thanks for joining, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Aurora police react to alleged Venezuelan gang presence. Apartments have not taken over. Ooh, and this is Fox, your favorite. Okay, so this was back in August, so you're probably not going to like that. But
Nope.
let's see. Aurora police shared an update after videos surfaced allegedly showing heavily armed Venezuelan migrant gang members trying to break into an apartment in Colorado. In a video from a news conference posted to the department's official X account late Friday evening, hey, I appreciate that. Damn, Sleepy, I appreciate that. He said, "Of course, you're the least annoying liberal on Destiny's stream."
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. In a video from a news conference posted to the department's official X account late Friday evening, Aurora Police Department Interim Chief Heather Morris said, "Gang members have not taken over the apartment complex. I'm not saying that there's not gang members that don't live in this community." She said that. Pretty retarded, she said. "But what we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex. Several men armed with handguns and one with a scoped rifle were caught on disturbing doorbell camera footage busting through the door of an apartment in the Edge at Lowry complex for unknown reasons. The group appears to be Tren de Aragua, or TDA, a transnational gang based in Venezuela. The gang, with reportedly 5,000 members, has a motto of real until death, or real hasta la muerte. We are aware that components of TDA are..." Doesn't that sound kind of like TDS? It's like it almost sounds like Trump derangement syndrome. TDA, or transnational gang based in Venezuela. The gang, with reportedly 5,000 members, has motto. Oh, I already read that. We are aware that components of TDA are operating in Aurora. APD has been increasingly collecting evidence to show the gang is connected to crimes in the area, the Aurora Police Department said in a statement on X. However, as we have said previously, and as the DEA similarly stated, it would be improper at this time for the city and APD to make any conclusory statements about specific incidents or provide details about law enforcement strategy or operations. The department added that based on its initial investigative work, it believes reports of TDA influence in Aurora are isolated. TDA is linked to over 100 crimes across the nation, according to reporting from the New York Post. The Aurora Police Department confirmed to Fox News Digital TDA leader, are you serious? This guy's name is Cookie Monster. TDA leader Cookie Monster is in custody as part of a July 20th.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a pretty cool name, dude.
How does a gang leader get a name Cookie Monster?
Probably because he out here. I don't want to say nothing crazy.
Thank you. We urge all community members, including members of our immigrant... Oh. Yeah. I feel like I know where you were going with that. Including members of our migrant communities, to please report crimes committed against them to their local law enforcement agencies and not remain silent victims, the statement continued. Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman announced Friday the city is starting the process of clearing the apartment buildings where transnational armed gang TDA has taken over.
Interesting. What does that mean? You want...
Okay.
That sounds like they took over.
Yeah, but the police said they didn't. This is what the article is saying. That's not a quote from the police.
Whatever, dude. It sounds like they took over. I don't know, man. You just said they took over. I'm so confused now.
That's what the article says.
Sounds like they took over, Jordan. You just read it out loud.
Ryan Create. Everything's trans these days. Transnational. Ryan
Even the
Create. What's up?
Who would have thought
Ryan
that
I know,
would be the most
or are
dangerous?
you just a random Ryan?
Did you hear me, Jordan?
What'd you say?
I said, who would have thought a trans gang would have been the most dangerous?
Well, you know. In a statement posted to Facebook, Kaufman said the Rando Ryan. What's good? Welcome. Kaufman said the Aurora City Attorney's Office is preparing court documents to request an emergency court order to clear the apartment buildings where Venezuelan gang activity has been occurring by declaring the properties a criminal nuisance. Okay? Criminal nuisance. All right? Doesn't sound like takeover to me, Daniel. This will require a municipal judge to issue an order with the goal of getting these properties back under the control of property owners. In the meantime, the law enforcement task force set up to disrupt and arrest Venezuelan gang members in these buildings will continue its operation. I strongly believe that the best course of action is to shut these buildings down and make sure that this never happens again. So, yeah, I don't know. Sounds like the owners are saying taken over. Sounds like the police are saying not taken over.
Yeah. I'm on the side of the owner.
It still sounds like semantics. Sounds like we're arguing semantics on this one.
It is. It was whatever. We can move on.
That was fun. What else do you want to talk about?
We can talk football now.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Let's talk.
just
football.
a little bit of football. I don't want to
Bro,
bore people who came in for
I know
politics.
that's the thing. That's that because you have such a strong political chat. But
Yeah.
yo, dude, I fuck with the Lions right now, and
I
look, man,
know.
I only fuck with the Lions just because of Q, because Q's diehard. But man,
Right.
dude, Dan Campbell is the shit, bro.
He's all right, but after he beat the Vikings, he leaned in and he said, "I'll see you in 2 weeks." And I am not about that fucking disrespect. I am not about that fucking disrespect.
Hilarious.
Right now, okay,
I love
That
it.
is not
You know what I
funny.
heard? But hey, here's what I will give you. Here's where I will give you a little shout out. I heard that didn't you guys this season beat the Vikings at SoFi?
That's what I'm saying. We beat him and we were fucking injured as fuck.
And now you're
too.
playing. Now you're playing SoFi again. Oh, and congrats
Yes.
to Puka, bro. Puka is one of the second players ever to have whatever achievement he just did in his first 25 games.
Yeah, dude is like right up there with, he's putting up records like Randy Moss and Jerry Rice right now.
Well,
For this point in his
speaking of Jerry
career.
Rice records, speaking of Jerry Rice
Evans,
records,
Mike Evans.
yeah, I love Mike Evans too.
That man is a fantasy season destroyer.
Yeah, unless he's on yours.
No, the thing was that he sucked for like a lot of the season. So like anybody who eked
Oh,
into
yeah.
the playoffs with him and then like fucked up everybody else's fucking season, frustrating.
Yeah.
Bro, I got second place. I had the best team all year. I broke fucking records for our league for scoring, and then I lost in the fucking chip. I can't fucking believe it. I'm so sad. I would have gotten $1,000. $1,000.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's so fucked up. That's you pulled the full on 2008 Patriots.
Bro, first of all, don't ever compare me with the Patriots. Okay?
You pulled the
do that to
2008
me.
Patriots. That's what you did. All right, fine. You pulled. I think it was 2016 Golden State Warriors.
Listen, I pulled a 2018 Rams. That's what happened.
you know
I pulled a
what-
2018
No.
Rams. That's what happened.
You went
Because
undefeated,
I didn't
right? And
have
lost the final?
no. I was not undefeated. I wasn't undefeated, but I had the
I
best
thought you were
record.
undefeated.
No. I
Okay.
wasn't
You
undefeated.
told me. I thought you said you were undefeated. So
No,
okay,
I
then
was
you
not.
didn't
No.
pull a 2008 Patriots.
No.
To go
No, I did
undefeated
not.
and then lose the final is a 2008 Patriots.
Yeah, it was one of the sweetest things I ever saw in my life.
What about it's another crazy one, right? The 2016 Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember how good that team was.
The 96 Chicago Bulls record. They had one of the
Jesus.
greatest regular seasons of all time. They're up 3-1 in the finals against the Cavs, and then fucking LeBron James came back and won the next 3 games and won the finals. That
Ooh.
it was pretty sweet. I ain't gonna lie, because at the time, like I wasn't a LeBron fan, but you didn't want to see the Golden State Warriors win like a fucking
Bro,
repeat,
the days of my Spurs being like a top team are long gone, and it makes me sad. But I really like Wembanyama.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be great. He's gonna be great. I mean, it's only his second year.
Spurs been all right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
The thing
like,
is,
terrible,
basketball's just
but-
gotten boring in general.
I know, dude. It's just threes.
It's really bad. The
It's
last time
threes all
basketball was
day.
good was the Olympics. The Olympics were
Yeah.
lit.
It's sad, bro. It's
Yeah.
sad.
The Olympics were awesome. Watching
Oh.
Steph Curry and LeBron on the same team was fucking one of the coolest things ever.
Do you know that in 2004 in Greece, Argentina beat the Dream Team on the way to the gold medal?
What, in the fucking pre?
No.
Because technically,
In the actual Olympics, Argentina won the gold medal and they beat the Dream Team in the semifinal.
not the dream team.
The U.S. team is always the Dream Team. Let's be real.
Oh, no. The dream team's Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan. That's ridiculous. They absolutely
Any
dominated
U.S.
everybody.
Olympic team that has all of those stars on it, that's a Dream Team. And this one had like LeBron.
Yeah,
it had
yeah,
Iverson.
No,
it had
I know exactly what you're
Shaq.
talking about. No. Did they have Shaq? Let me tell you something. That was the 2004 Olympics. I know exactly what you're talking about. And what ended up happening is
Let me hear
LeBron
this
was a
excuse.
rookie.
Give me the excuse.
LeBron was a rookie.
Okay.
Kobe didn't play.
Tim
think
Duncan.
fucking I don't even
Tim
think
Duncan played. Allen Iverson
Tim
was
Duncan,
there.
but Shaq wasn't on it, right? I don't think.
All
Shaq
right,
was
all
in
right.
it.
We're going down. No, Shaq was not on it. Here we go. We've got Allen
Yeah, that's my
Iverson.
point.
Hang on. We've got
Right.
Allen Iverson. We've got Dwayne Wade. We've got Carmelo Anthony. We've got LeBron
Yeah.
James. We've got Sean Marion. We've got Amari Stoudemire, Tim Duncan,
No,
Lamar
no. The
Odom.
rest don't matter.
Get
Tim
the
Duncan
fuck
was
out of
great,
here. Tim
No,
Duncan's
listen,
one
listen,
of the greats.
But here's what you got to remember. When they formed the 2008 Redeem Team, do you know what happened?
They won.
Kobe Bryant came in, and Kobe Bryant said, like, you guys disgraced
They were
America.
always going to be cooked.
Like, it's
you
crazy.
know why they were always going to be cooked, right? Because you know who was on that Argentina team, bro?
Who?
Manu Ginobili, dog, in his prime.
I mean, that's cool.
In his prime.
That's cool.
That's the
Dude,
man.
Jokic with Serbia almost fucked us up, man. That was crazy.
That was
when we were
was
down
real good.
17.
Yeah.
When we were down 17 and they came back, that was fucking awesome. But look, man, when Kobe came in, they just lacked proper
May
leadership.
he rest in peace.
The thing is, yeah, God bless him. But Carmelo, Iverson, fucking all these people, they're all great individually, but they lack the proper quality to be a formed team. Kobe comes in 2008, and he was the team leader.
Kobe was special. Kobe was special in everything he did.
Did you know he refused to talk to him? He refused to talk to him until they fucking absolutely got their game together.
Jeez.
And then I forgot who was on his team, but there was Paul someone. Have you seen the documentary on Netflix?
No.
No, so there's a Redeem Team documentary on Netflix. I forget. God damn it. I got to Google it, but I'm just going to Paul something, right? Played on his team on the Lakers, but he was playing on some Eastern European team. The very first game of the Olympics, they're going against that same European team where his actual Lakers teammate was on that squad. And he told everybody on his team, he goes, very first play of the game, I know what they're going to do. They're going to have Paul screen me. I'm going to run straight through his fucking chest. And they go, no, you're not. Like, everybody was like, no, you're not. Very first play. It's an insane video, bro. He just runs through his chest, fouls the fuck out of him, slams him to the ground, and he just walks over him. And it's his own teammate on the Lakers. And then everybody just got it right then and there. They go, oh, Kobe came not to fuck around. Like, it is pure violence. He wants the golds. And so,
Daniel,
the Redeem Team documentary is great, and they fucking wrecked it in the Olympics that year.
Are you playing No Man's Sky right now?
I just got on it, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
How do you know that? Are you seeing me on Xbox?
No, on Discord it's saying that you're playing No Man's Sky.
Oh, that's funny. Discord shows that? That's hilarious.
Yeah, Discord shows what you're playing. Yeah.
I was gonna tell you, but I just hit play right now. It's my very first time.
Yeah, it's gonna take you a little bit of time before you can play multiplayer anyway. But
so what do I do? Normal? I'm on select.
Yeah, just do normal.
Normal, relax, custom, creative, survival. All right, I'm doing normal. I mean, I saw some YouTube videos, dude. There's some pretty beautiful mods, like some of the cities that people built. That was crazy.
That's not mods. You can build that shit in the game.
In the game, and then anyone, can visit it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, bro.
I
never played this shit.
It's just there's so much to do. I couldn't even describe to you everything in the game now at this point.
I just want to play. I do want to play one No Man's Sky game with you for sure. So
yeah, bro. I'm saying once you get off of your first planet and you can summon the anomaly, you'll know what I mean when you get there. Let me know, and then we can start playing together.
All right. Hey, real quick, let's check out the NFL lineup. Let's see, who do you think's gonna win? Let's go in reverse
for
order.
The playoffs.
Yeah. Who do you Rams or Vikings?
Bro, I'm like even if I thought it was the Vikings, I couldn't say it. Like that.
Come on, who do you think's
say
gonna
that.
win? Rams or Vikings?
The Rams, of course.
I think the Vikings are gonna win. All right,
okay,
next.
well you're
who
fucking
do you think's gonna
wrong.
Win? Who do you think is gonna win? Bucks
Chargers.
or Commanders?
Oh, we're going NFC.
I'm going to reverse. I'm going to
Bucks
reverse.
or Commanders? I think the Commanders are better than the Bucks.
Funny. I'm not like entirely against that, but I will say I think the Bucks are going to win. I think the Bucks have more
I could
playoff
go
experience,
either way
and
on that one, but I think Jaden
and-
Daniels is a fucking beast.
Right, but here's the difference. The Bucks literally won a Super Bowl, and their first team they played was the Commanders, and they are completely counted out. But the difference was they had
Yeah,
Tom
but
Brady.
Baker's
They
kind
had
of a
Tom Brady.
bitch.
He ain't no Tom Brady. That's a
He's
fact.
no Tom
He's not.
Brady. Yeah.
But hey, you can't call him a bitch.
Packers
He's had
and
a
Eagles.
phenomenal season. Right?
Packers
Yeah,
and
Packers and
Eagles.
Eagles.
It's got to
That's
be
a
Philly.
good one,
It's
dude.
got to be
I
Philly,
mean,
though.
I as a gambling man, I'm like, I would think Philly, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest, bro. I could see Packers being an upset.
Yeah, being
I
like
can
an
see.
upset, but like Philly, this game is in Philly's hands, right? Like they should
Yeah.
win this game if they're not
I
absolutely
I can see the
incompetent.
Packers being an upset, man. It's not like the Packers are a bad team, but yeah, I
No.
get it. Now Bills Broncos, I'm saying Bills all day. I'm just not even questioning it. It's
Yeah,
Bills all day.
for sure, for sure.
Ravens Steelers, it's Ravens all day. It's Ravens, bro.
No, well, hang on. They're division rivals, and the Steelers like to fuck the Ravens over.
That's true. That's true. I see this team being fucking 40.
I mean, I still think the Ravens are gonna. I still
I
think the
think-
Ravens are gonna win, but
You heard me?
I could see
I
them.
think this game's gonna be 42-10.
Okay, well,
I think
maybe.
the Ravens are gonna fuck them up. The fact is, the Ravens are a very fucking good team. They're probably the most criminally underrated in all of the playoffs right now.
Yeah,
'cause
Chargers
they're the
and
least
Texans.
expected. That's gonna be the best game of them all. That
That's
and
gonna
maybe
be
the Bucks
really
Commanders.
even. Yeah.
That's gonna be
I
that one's
think-
tough. I'm gonna say Chargers.
I'm
going
gonna say
Chargers.
Chargers too because the Texans have kind of dropped in form a little bit towards the end of the
Yeah,
season.
and the fact that the Chargers just picked up Zeke, which I don't think will do a massive difference, but it does give him a little more availability. Maybe
So
he
let's
pulls
see.
something together.
So then we're gonna
Yeah.
have if that's the way it goes. Well, hang on. We need to make our brackets here because now our brackets.
Yeah,
are
I don't know what the
converging.
bracket looks
Hang
like.
on.
Because who do the Chiefs play if what AFC game? Like who plays who?
Hang on.
So it would be the Chiefs would play either they would have to play either the Broncos or the Bills, right?
So hang on.
No,
Let's go
no, they
through-
would have
what
to. The
fuck is
Chiefs would
this?
have. I'm pretty positive this is how it'll go. I'm pretty certain this is how it'll go. If the Chargers win, the Chargers will have to play the Chiefs, and then the Ravens and Bills will have to play each other. God, dude, the Ravens Bills game would be lit.
Wait,
That's
none
a
of these
fucking
are-
good game.
I'm just trying to find an interactive bracket, and they're retarded. They're all wrong. Hang on.
Don't worry, I'm telling you what it is. I know what it looks like. I mean, it would be cool if we could make
No,
our
but
own
I'm just
little
trying
bracket
to
and
do
see if
like
we're
an
accurate.
interactive bracket while we.
Yeah,
do this.
yeah.
Okay, let's see. Complete your playoff bracket. Super Bowl challenge predicted.
Dude, all right, now hear me out. Who do you think wins in a divisional playoff game of the fucking Bills and Ravens? Because that one would be tough.
Oh man.
I mean, that one's tough.
I
bro.
want
I'm
to
gonna
say
go
the Bills because I want to see the Bills
But,
win.
I mean,
The Ravens
but you
have. I think the
cannot
Ravens
count 'em out.
can. Yeah, the Ravens could pull.
That's
pull that.
that's
out,
hands
for
down,
sure.
dude. That's one of those games that's gonna come down to like the last 10 seconds, and a field goal either made or missed. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's one of those games. Like it'll
can't I
literally
just
come down to
get-
some shit like that.
Why can't I just get a fucking bracket that I can fuck with here? Jesus Christ.
Here's what I need. Here's what I need more than anything. I need the Chargers to win against the Texans, and then I need the Chargers to beat the Chiefs. I need the Chargers to beat the Chiefs. Like I need that. I need that as a Tom Brady fan. All right. Here's Tom Brady's AFC record. What are you looking at? You want
I'm
something
just trying to pull up a fucking bracket so we can play with this shit. Jesus Christ, they're all stupid. All right, let me do this. I know what to do. Okay, I know what to do. I'll go back to the other one and I'll just fucking do it this way. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let me change these. So we've got.
So hear me out. You want to hear what I care the most about of everything,
Give me a
of
second.
all of this? Give you a sec,
They want me to log in?
dude. Fuck all that. Just listen to me real quick.
hell. Yeah.
You know what matters to me more than anything?
What?
All right, look. Tom Brady and the Patriots have the record for the longest, like AFC or NFC championship game consecutively. Tom Brady went 8 years in a row. 2011 to 2018, 8 years in a row he went to the AFC championship, right? Patrick Mahomes has already done it 6 times in a row since he started. It's fucking absurd. If he goes to the 7th, that means next year he's 1 away from tying. And I cannot have that happen. That cannot fucking happen. All right? You understand? I need the Chiefs to lose their first divisional playoff game. I just need it. I don't even want to see it fucking get close, you know?
These are dumb. Hang on. NFL
Whatever, Jordan.
2024
Whatever, Jordan.
draft
Time's right now.
playoff bracket. Yeah, we're gonna probably wrap it up after this. I just want that I can fuck with, okay? I just want a bracket I can fuck around with. And like it just doesn't want to give me one. It wants to wants to make me sign in first. Oh, I'm gonna have to sign up for this stupid shit. I'm gonna have to sign up for this stupid fucking bracket website. It's the last thing I want to fucking do.
Then don't do it. What are you doing?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I wanna go through and
it's retarded.
Have us do our full playoff breakdown and go through to picking who's gonna win the Super Bowl and all that shit. So we're gonna do that. Gonna create a bracket.
I think the Lions win the Super Bowl. I think the Lions win it all this year. I think Dan Campbell is. Oh, did you watch the Lions Vikings game?
A little bit, not the whole thing. I was doing shit.
Bro, Dan Campbell's an insane person. Fucking insane person. You know what he ended up doing?
What?
He had the ball, 4th and 8, on the 13-yard line. What do? He's 13 yards away from the goal. It's 4th and 8. What do? He's already up 8 points, right? Kick a field goal, you're up 11 points.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He fucking threw it, dude. They scored a touchdown. Why would you do that? That's insane. That's just insane. He goes for every single 4th down, Jordan. It's fucking insane. It's the most entertaining games ever.
Okay, here we go.
All right, just ignore me. You know.
Sorry, I'm setting this up. Just relax.
You didn't hear what I said? You can't multitask? You're a bad multitasker?
I'm focused on this. Hang on. I'm getting this set up here. Half bracket size. Okay, cool.
So people actually watch Destiny streams. Why do they do that? Why does anybody subject themselves to such hate in the world?
Because like 99% of his stream is not like that.
The only Destiny I care about is the video game.
Really?
And my own, of course.
You like the video game?
No, dude, I've never actually played it.
Yeah, I was like, it's kind of lame. All right, where's the Chiefs? Here, we'll do Chiefs. Kansas City. Does that mean do I just like drag it here? Okay, cool. That's cool. So we'll do that, and then we've got Bolts and Texans. This is retarded. They added so many images to this thing, and I just want to find...
Oh, what the fuck is this?
What?
I'm just looking at Twitter.
Chargers. Where are the Texans? It's going to be incongruent, and that's going to bother me. I'm almost done. Well, no, I'm not almost done, but I'm almost done in the sense that I'm at least on the path now. Texans helmet. Where is it? It's really annoying that these ads keep popping up. Here, let me do this instead.
Hey, do you believe in the idea that if you immigrate to a nation that you should have to assimilate to their culture?
I mean, to an extent.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to
Well,
like
how long do you
fully
think until
assimilate in
England
every possible
how
way.
long how long do you think until England enacts Sharia law?
Never.
I give it about 10 years.
Okay.
I think in 10 years, there's gonna be a Muslim prime minister, and then they'll go ahead and take over a Muslim Congress, and then they'll enact Sharia law.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you say so, buddy.
It's,
I don't think that's gonna happen, but okay.
I mean, it's how did it happen to so many other nations? It's not like it would be
Wait, what?
just because it's
What
European.
nation? What nation was a Western nation and then got taken over by Sharia law?
There you go. What nation was a Western nation? See, that's where you think the issue lies. Well,
That is where the
technically, at
issue
one
lies.
point,
What are you talking about? What do you
technically, at one
mean?
point, I mean,
Yeah.
technically, Constantinople, right, was what,
Rome?
Istanbul? No, I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
but that
city,
was like an
Constantinople.
empire, and the empire dissolved. It wasn't like that's a different situation
Why is it different?
because it was an empire,
Okay,
and the empire collapsed, and then the land was like up for grabsies.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, and then it got taken over, and then there you go. That's a Western nation that got taken over, and now what?
It got taken over
They're
by another empire, which then itself ended up collapsing. It's not the same thing as like a modern country
what
having
do
a
you define as a modern
demographic
country?
change. Well, like the way we sort of look at countries now, right? That's a different sort of paradigm than what they had back then.
Yeah. uh, So I guess you have to submit it before midnight. I mean,
What is happening
Uh,
right now? Who's that?
it's Josh.
Yo.
He came on and
Hey.
I'm back.
What about
I got
Egypt?
out of my
back in the
boba.
New York groove.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say Egypt's Western, but I mean,
It's not.
you know, I know it's so damn close, dude. It's like it's
It's
fucking
so not
closer to
close.
Italy.
What do you mean?
It's closer. It's closer to Italy than it is fucking South Africa. It's closer to Italy than Madagascar.
What are we talking about?
Physically. He's saying like, how long is it going to
I
be
was
until
just- I was
Britain
making-
is taken over by
By
Sharia? And I
Sharia
was like,
law.
that's never going to happen.
I missed that. What?
I was just giving
What?
a hypothetical. I was just fucking around.
said how long- I
until,
know.
England follows the Sharia law.
How long till we fall to Sharia law?
What is? Can you
Is that
not
why you
hear?
hopped in?
But you guys are talking at the same time, so I can't hear.
Yes.
He said, how long until England falls to Sharia law? And I said, never.
I said, hasn't it already?
No.
Thank you.
That's
You're saying it hasn't?
preposterous.
It's
It's
not already.
preposterous. I mean, they're already arresting people over social media posts, Jordan.
Yeah, that's
You know,
dumb.
and bit
but-
by bit, bit by bit. And
Yeah, that's
usually
how
the,
it starts.
The arrest. It is how it starts, bro. Holy shit, dude. Of course that's how it starts.
Under Sharia law, right?
Yeah, I mean Afghanistan's the worst of the worst for sure, but there's many countries, Morocco, Indonesia, Malaysia. Not all these countries used
my
to be
girlfriend
like
was
that.
born in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Question. I was just talking about this with my friends. I want to get your opinion on this. Do you think pacifism is a dishonest or honest kind of, not movement, but what's the word? Kind of position.
It's naive.
Is it dishonest, do you think?
I don't think it's I don't think dishonesty is what we need to be.
Yeah,
paying
no, I
attention to.
think naive is a great way because I mean the idea of pacifism, is
Sounds good.
great amongst those who haven't had to endure violence
Yeah.
But
themselves.
isn't naivete just a form of dishonesty if you think about it?
No.
Like you're not being honest.
No,
with
because it's
yourself?
more of a form of ignorance.
Yeah.
than it is a form of
I was saying, like, for example,
dishonesty.
people who say I wouldn't go.
Ignorant people aren't necessarily dishonest; they're just not
Yeah.
informed.
That's
But,
exactly.
like,
You're right
yeah,
on
but
the
if
money.
if someone asked you, like, hey, if someone's gonna come into your house and murder your children and rape them, terrible to say, and you were like, oh, I wouldn't fight them back. I can't. No, I'm a pacifist. Would you say that? Would someone say that?
An Englander would say that. Now I'm from America.
Okay.
Someone might say that, but you think they would do that? That's what I mean by dishonest. I think
Daniel.
people say that, but if it was their family, they wouldn't.
There are certain individuals
hang
though
on.
throughout.
I spent all this time to set up this fucking bracket. Okay, we're doing it.
I just got interested in this conversation.
Too
though.
bad. Too bad. We're doing this bracket.
All right, we'll make it quick.
All right,
We'll make it
you go first, then we'll do my bracket. All right, Bolts and Texans.
Who?
The Chargers or the Texans?
Okay, I should leave
Chargers.
now. This isn't my thing.
No. We're gonna get right back, dude. This thing's so quick. This will be so quick. Chargers,
Okay. Steelers and Ravens.
Ravens,
Okay. Broncos and Bills.
Wait.
Bills.
I want to finish this.
Okay.
Oh, bro.
I want to finish this conversation too. Hitman, hold on, give me a second.
Oh no, I was talking. Sorry, I was talking to my. No, I was talking to my friend here who's in the car, so he understood
okay.
why I wasn't chatting with him.
Keep going,
And then
Jordan.
I think,
I'm not talking
wait,
to you.
Let me look at
I'm
the
not
let me
talking
look at the seating here real quick. Yeah, because it
All
should
right.
be then the Bills against the Bills. Okay,
Well-
cool. So Rams and Vikings. You better pick the right
Vikings.
fucking team. God damn.
Vikings.
And Vikings are the 4th seed or the 5th seed. Okay. Bucks
That's
and
crazy. That's hilarious. This should be second, but that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Bucks and Commanders.
Bucks.
Okay. Packers and Eagles.
Dude, I'm gonna switch it up. This is gonna be hopeful. I probably will have this wrong, but I'm gonna go Packers.
Packers. Okay. So then we're gonna
Yeah.
flip our seating
Bills.
around
Me
a
go-
little bit here. Okay.
Bills.
So now next round, Chiefs and Ravens. Or wait a
Oh,
minute.
the Chiefs play the Ravens?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
accurate?
Wait, no.
That doesn't sound accurate.
I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Sorry. No.
It should be Chiefs and Chargers.
Chiefs and Chargers, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm gonna go Chargers.
Okay.
I want to see the craziest
bold.
upset of all time.
All right.
Yeah.
Ravens and Bills.
Bills.
God, Bills. I'm gonna say Bills too.
Okay.
It's crazy, but it's gonna be Bills.
Lions and Packers,
Lions.
of course.
Lions.
Bucks.
Bears. Oh my.
Bucks and Vikings. Don't you let your favoritism get in the way.
Man, dude, I
No,
know. All
that's
right.
an easy choice.
I'll
Come
say
on.
Vikings. I'll say
Yeah.
Vikings. I'll say Vikings.
All right. AFC Championship. Chargers or Bills?
Bills.
Obviously.
Bills.
NFC Championship. I already know you.
Lions.
Yeah.
Lions. And then Super Bowl Lions. That's
All
exactly
right.
how Lions
So
versus Bills. I
that's-
see the Lions
That's how
winning
it
it all.
looks. Okay. Now
That's
I'm
my
gonna
bracket.
reset.
Now, here's the ridiculous
reset
ones
for
in
my
that bracket.
bracket.
Don't get me wrong. I recognize that the Chargers beating the Chiefs sounds absurd. I'm fully aware that, but it is truly my biggest hope to not see Mahomes go to the AFC Championship again. I just do not fucking want it, dude. I do not want it. Get that motherfucker out of
So
here. But
my
go ahead.
AFC. So I picked Bolts, Ravens, Bills, and then
Mhm.
Rams, Commanders, Eagles.
And Eagles, yeah,
Yep.
okay.
So
Go
that's
ahead.
going to be. Let me look at the seating here. That means the Commanders are playing against the Lions, and then we'd be playing against the Eagles.
Lions sweep the Commanders for sure. Come on.
And then I'm gonna give my boys. I'm gonna give it to my boys just because I love them. The Eagles.
Wait, who are the
probably
Rams
gonna-
playing?
The Eagles.
Against. Oh yeah, the Eagles definitely beat the Rams.
Yeah, but you know what? They're gonna lose in the next round, so I'll give them this one. Let's see. I think Chiefs are gonna beat the Chargers. I think Bills will beat the Ravens. Then NFC Championship, Lions over the Rams, and then Chiefs over the Bills, and then I will give the Lions the win.
Yeah, cool. Look at that. Everybody rooting for the Lions.
I'd love to.
Not
If
really
it's not going to
rooting.
be my Rams, I'm going to go for the Lions.
Yeah. If they don't, yeah. All right, cool. All right, bro. So back to what you're saying, pacifism. So interesting enough. Interesting. Hey, Jordan, do you mind sending me that too? I kind of want to have that.
Oh, I
Or if you just
literally
created-
just closed it.
It's whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
here's the thing. What's interesting enough is there are situations now. here's where I can't say not everyone's dishonest or a liar. There are situations where, have you ever heard of like the individuals who had their house broken into and the women got raped, and then like the women prayed and forgave them, like those extreme Christians that thought that that was the Jesusly thing to do, and they forgave the rapist. So because scenarios like that exist, and I've already heard those articles, I've seen those interviews, I've fucking like, I just don't believe that all pacifists are essentially dishonest and not even naive, but they are truly trying to
just
live
retarded.
a lifestyle. Yeah, thank you. I feel the same way, dude. I feel stab a man in the neck they try to rape you. Are you fucking kidding? But yeah, essentially, I don't believe all pacifism. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe there are liars who say be pacifist and then they're not true with themselves. Absolutely. I believe that exists as well. But I can't say one thing is a certain and one is complete, falsehood. So, yeah, the human mind and spirit is very different among every individual. It's interesting. What, do you leave now?
No. I think he's here. Josh. Josh!
That's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up for the night anyway.
What do you think, Jordan? You think the same as me about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very brave of them to want everybody to be peaceful, and I would love for there to be a world where everybody could be peaceful. But the reality of the way humans act right now and how we interact with each other doesn't really allow.
Not even right now. Come on, all of human history.
Well, I
Literally
was
all of
thinking
human
more
history.
about the future rather than the past. Right? Yeah. So, because, like, I don't know, maybe there's a Star Trek future, right? I don't know. But
I think it goes against human nature for a society of a utopian society to even exist.
I mean, maybe, but it's. I think there are other problems that get. Oh, you decided to join us again. Okay.
I was there. I was saying hello, hi, yes, and you couldn't hear me.
No, you weren't.
It was annoying.
Yeah,
can't
you
hear
weren't
you.
saying
Said
shit.
it.
You weren't saying
I
shit,
was
Josh.
yelling it. I was saying, yeah, there's some fucking monks out there who are like, yeah, real pacifists, and yes, some people are, but I feel like a lot of the people who are like, oh, I'm anti-war, I'm this, I'm that, they're just
They're
dishonest.
privileged
a lot of them.
motherfucking people
I
who live
agree.
in the West who
I agree.
haven't seen the reality of different situations around the world.
Or more importantly, haven't been exposed to violence themselves. A lot of individuals who share these beliefs live in a privileged world where they didn't have a fucking mom who got raped and then you have to deal with that, or have a fucking sister or something like that, where it's
Douglas-
like that level of hatred exists in your heart because you're so fucking angry at the
hey,
violence.
We're
happening in
we're on YouTube, okay? We say grape, okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
Douglas Murray had this thing where he said about the West. I don't know if you know who that is, but he was saying like the
I
West
know who
is drunk
fucking
on.
Douglas Murray is.
Yeah, he said the West is drunk on peace,
Yeah.
and I think that
because they've gotten to live
not
in
my
peace for
experience.
so long that they don't really
Exactly.
know that people have to go through shit and sometimes you need war. It's unfortunate and we don't want it to happen, but sometimes it has to happen, and that's a reality of the world that we have to live with.
the peace. He's saying the peace and rights that we have are not like for granted. There's no such thing as a real right. We have to
People
fight to make them
died
a
for
right.
us to have the country that we have right now.
Exactly. Like imagine if they didn't fight for that
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly.
They were not. They were not pacifists.
Imagine if they were
Fair.
a bunch of pussies who didn't use deodorant and ate fucking flaxseed all day.
Yeah. Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I mean,
No-
yeah,
no judgment.
I still believe that it's always possible that England could fall to Sharia law. I believe it's always possible that Western culture can fall towards extremism. I do believe that that's still a possibility.
Happen, though.
You don't, but that's naivety that you just were explaining. It's to me, the idea that there are civilizations that cannot fall is absurd to me because
I'm not saying
we're
that
so
it
young.
can't fall. I'm just saying, like, the majority of England is still, like, really strongly in English culture. And if they tried to do some shit like that, like, there would be, like, riots. I mean, like, it's the only way that could possibly happen is if they become, like, a massive demographic minority, and I don't really see that
I'll
happening.
tell you exactly how it happens, dude. All you need is a extremist government, an Islamic government that starts taking over. So the moment they start electing the prime ministers, the senators, the individuals in their Congress or parliament, I mean, that are all on the side of a strong Islam culture, that's exactly how it could happen. And then when the people try to revolt, how do you think they're going to revolt? They're an unarmed nation. They can't properly revolt. They'll just be taken over. Damn it. Oh, there
I
you
don't
are.
think.
I thought we got cut out.
I
again.
just don't. I mean, I just think it's unrealistic
I
that
didn't
like
cut out. I'm still here.
again, you still have like legal means you have to go through, and it's like I said, they're going to have to be a massive demographic majority in order to pull something like that off, and I just don't see that happening. I mean, they'd have to like be they're still a minority by like a good percentage. And
Yeah.
not only would they have to be a demographic majority, that demographic majority, like the majority, almost all of that demographic majority would have to be like cultural extremists.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. I get it. I get it. They are
Yeah.
still a large minority, but you do have a interesting increase of even police officers that are becoming Muslim, and like it
Well, I don't
really
care if
depends on
somebody's
who's
becoming
enforcing.
Muslim. What I
No,
care
me
about
neither. But
is if they're becoming
but
like an extremist Islamist,
arre-
right?
arresting individuals over their anti-Islam social media posts is extreme to me. That is a definition of extremist to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, I don't. That is like from our perspective as Americans, that would be a free speech.
Yeah,
violation.
as an American. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I don't know. I don't know if they could do that now. I can only imagine if it continues to worsen. Not if it gets better, but if it just continues to worsen. I can't imagine where they would be in 10 years from now.
Yeah, I know. But hey, we're coming up on 11 p.m. I gotta take the dog out. I gotta charge my fucking watch and shit before I go to bed. This was a really good fucking conversation. Daniel.
Yeah.
I liked it. We
Fun,
had
buddy.
people talking and chat. It was a lot of fun. Everybody who listens, Sleepy Joe, if you're still there, thanks so much for listening, buddy. I'd love to have
And
you here. Ryan Create,
Oh,
you
you're heading
seem
out?
like a nice guy.
Yeah,
If
he's
you want to
heading out.
follow, I would love
Bye.
a follow. You guys, Josh, Daniel,
And-
thank you so much for joining
Take
me.
care.
I will see
Hey,
you
invite
guys
Ryan
again.
to the Discord, dude. Let's
on
let's keep
Wednesday.
creating discourse in the Discord.
Yeah,
Discourse
I know.
for
I want
Discord.
more. I want more people in there. Although Sleepy Joe and
I'm having-
Daniel Liddick have a bit of a history, so it'll be interesting.
Oh, that's cool. Dude, I don't know either of them, and I would love to argue with both of them.
Yeah, I know.
Because I find it like sport. Like the reason that guy, I found it. All right, before you go, real quick. The
Yeah.
reason give me till 11. The reason I found it funny that he wanted to argue being pro-socialism so much, but then got upset. Like it was. He kept
Well,
arguing
here's
about
the thing
Finland.
with that. Here's the thing with that. There are. I mean, look, the idea that when we
I don't
say
think he'd argue
socialism,
I don't think he'd argue his opinion as well as he wants,
When
and that's
we
why I
say-
think he left.
when we say socialism, generally what we're talking about is something publicly funded. We're not talking about a fully socialist society. We're just
I
talking
am
about
talking about a
something that
fully.
is
So I'm
publicly-
speaking on the.
Yeah, I
'cause
know
you
that.
Said that.
This is why I was saying that you guys were miscommunicating, because he was talking about not a fully socialist society, and you were. And so you
Well, I
guys
was
were
saying,
talking
show me where
past each other.
socialism has ever worked,
And
and
he was
gave me
and
the
he
example
was
of Finland.
he was
and
giving
that's
giving you
ridiculous.
well, hang on.
That was
hang
a
on.
social project.
Hang on. He was talking about programs, about portions of society that are socialist, about
He
mixed
should
economies.
fucking use those words then, because you're like having to read his mind and translate it. for
Well,
me.
I also
He
know
is
him
trying
very
to say
well,
that-
and I know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Well, but also,
that's not
also,
socialism.
well, but
though.
also, yes, it is kind of. And here's why. Listen,
Kind of. You got to throw
just
that
let me
asterisk in
finish.
there, of course.
Let me finish. God damn it.
With your asterisk.
For God's sake, socialism is
Can you guys hear me?
yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Socialism is not like an all or nothing thing. When you're talking about like a fully socialized society, like a fully socialist society where every single thing is publicly funded, you're practically talking about communism, right? So
Yes, exactly.
yes, but that's not what we're talking about. There are
It's
aspects
not what
of
a lot of people
socialism.
mean.
Yeah, there
That
are
is what people
aspects of
mean.
Jesus Christ, let me fucking speak.
So one thing.
There are aspects of socialism. There are socially funded programs, aka socialist programs, that do not mean that the whole economy is socialist. And when we're talking about a an economy that has both aspects that are socialist and aspects that are not, we call that a mixed economy. Almost
Right.
every single developed economy and even non-developed economy in the world is in some way a mixed economy. So, for example, publicly funded works, whether they be at the municipal level or the federal level, it doesn't matter. That is a form of socialist program. When we look at universal health care, Daniel, that is a socialist program. That doesn't mean the
I
society.
placed an article that says it wasn't.
That article. I haven't read it, but that article is either wrong
It's all
or it's
semantics.
talking about it.
It's a type of
from a
socialism, yeah.
semantic thing. It is. You know, when we, it's just a definitional thing. It's just not a commentary on whether it's good or it's bad. It's just a definitional thing. And what were you
I was
going
gonna
to
say what's going on beneath the surface of this really, it's not whether people support that or not, it's the fight for the word socialism, right? There's a lot of people who associate it with the worst shit ever, and they don't want it to be associated with libraries and healthcare, But other people are like, yeah, I want to bring back the meaning of that word. That's what it is to me, and that's what it is to a lot of people. And other people are like, no, it's fucking communism. It's associated with that. It's like a Nazi symbol to them, right? They see this. It's like a swastika, and you can't make the swastika, even
Or
if
it's
it's also,
just the Cuban government.
even if it's like the Hindu
exactly.
symbol. They're like,
Cuban
I don't
government,
want to
the
believe it.
Venezuelan government, the Vietnamese government. Those were
Right,
some of the only
exactly.
forms of socialism that were ever created. A true socialist society.
Like a fully
the problem,
socialist government,
is-
but those were
is-
also dictatorships, right? It was not
Yeah,
like
dictatorships are usually
bad.
the big problem there.
That's what people have always tried to say is you could create a perfect utopia where it's a socialist society with leaders
I
trying
don't
to
think you
create
can
that,
at this point.
and it's going to create an
No.
abusive system because
I don't
people
think you can create
gain
that
power
right
and
now.
they're
You have to
corrupt.
understand. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that happens.
think
That
you should-
also happens.
I don't
Hang
think
on.
we'll
Hang
ever go
on. That also happens in capitalism, right?
I don't think we'll ever go fully socialist, but I do think that with the advent of another conversation for another time, but with the advent of more AI stuff and machinery, like being able to take our jobs, I
There's
do think we're
3
gonna head in
ADHD people
So
in
then
here.
here's what's
I am
important.
invoking my powers
About
as
my
God
opinion.
Emperor of the Discord server to say what I want to say.
Fucking blasphemy. Go ahead.
Look, capitalism has corruption too, right? Corruption is not isolated to the type of government that you have. Corruption is a human issue. So when we talk about, like what's good or what's bad, socialism versus capitalism, it's not, we get into this system of like, it's my team, it's this team, it's that team, and I'm going to fight against that team. What we should be doing is not attaching ourselves emotionally to these things. We should be taking the things that work from one, taking the things that work from another, and mixing them together, right?
Absolutely.
For me, I want a market with as little regulation, like over-regulation as possible, but as much responsible regulation as possible. And then I want as strong safety nets for the people as possible so that they're not trod upon by, the least regulated possible market, right?
Yeah,
we
like
need to
breaking
ensure...
child labor laws.
Right,
Got it.
exactly. Right. And you agree,
Got it.
and Daniel, you agree with universal health care as well. And so, yeah, like these are...
But hear me out. Just
Go
because
ahead.
social programs work and social programs may be good for society, it does not mean that a full socialist society has ever worked. That
No,
was
no,
my
no,
point
no,
I was
I
trying
don't
to
know
make.
if anyone should be arguing for a
I said
full.
that. I said, show me where socialism in a country is. I mean, I didn't have to specify a country. I just said socialism's never worked. And then he tried to pull up programs, and it's like, no, I'm talking about where the
That's
government is
semantics.
fully
Well,
socialist.
the reason
Yeah,
why
but
he said
I
that is
argue
because
the
he
government is not
assumed
socialist.
no
Yeah.
one's arguing for a fully socialist government, and that's why
So
he's
then I'll
not
just always
arguing
add
with you about
government.
that.
I'll just add government to the end of every
Yeah,
sentence.
make sure you
Well,
specify
A
you're saying
socialist
a fully
government has never
fully
succeeded.
Yeah, people hear the
socialist
word
system.
socialism and
Yeah.
they think it means fully
He
socialist
was like,
system.
yeah,
But other
yeah.
people don't mean it that way. They mean
I also
a
believe.
socialist system usually that
I also
encompasses
believe.
the most important safety nets.
I also believe in a lot of these that these social programs wouldn't have the success that they have if it wasn't for the tax dollars that come from the free market. If it wasn't for the fact that we were able to create all these corporations and all this
The
innovation,
taxes are socialism too.
right? And then the fact is, mixed economy, same thing. Mixed styles of government. It's I don't think again there's not. I was saying it. That's why I was trying to argue with this guy, and he kept arguing that firefighters and police. It was just an argument of semantics. Firefighters and police officers are socialism. I'm like, that's not really socialism either.
I mean, they
it
are.
kind of is.
They kind of are.
It is. It's that falls under the umbrella of what a lot of people, when they're saying socialism, that's what they mean. Stuff that we together fund as a society, as a social collective, right? You're not paying every time you put out a fire. You shouldn't have to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not paying for every time a police officer shows up at your door. We just kind of
you got to pay if
pay
it's a
for
fire on your car.
potentially, but maybe you shouldn't. I don't know.
I mean, that's what insurances are. I mean, you got to pay
Yeah,
for all
but
that
insurance
shit.
is a form of
And if you don't have insurance, then you
socialism.
essentially do pay for every fire. Yeah, actually.
But insurance is
paying.
kind of like socialism with a middleman. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, you can't say we aren't paying for I'm not paying for my neighbor's fire, but if there's a fire in my house, whether it's through my insurance company or I didn't have insurance, I'm 100% paying for that.
Yeah.
I just don't pay for the guy that put it out. That's the difference. And
Well,
then
even so,
technically I do pay for that because of taxes. I don't know. I just don't. I feel like because there's different levels of socialism, I guess, socialist styles of programs. But when you think of socialism, I think of more of a Marxism without a over tyrannical government. That's essentially what I think of. I think of what Jordan said. I think of communism, except there's not a fascist design in it, and that's what socialism essentially is to me.
But that's why there's so much talking past each other, because that's what you're thinking of is exactly what people who consider themselves socialist or today maybe democratic socialists, right? They're using this label and saying that is not what we mean.
Yeah,
they
get upset because they feel like
that.
they're being strawmanned because that's not what they're saying at all. And I mean, like, it's just a more productive argument to realize that what he's talking about is not a fully socialist government. There's maybe like one person in that whole server who actually wants a fully socialist government.
Yeah, I believe like,
and even he would agree that there's probably some parts of capitalism that are good.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't even really believe. I don't know. I'll research it more and then I'll come in with a more extremist opinion as well, just to really ruffle some feathers. I'll research more semantics because you look at the definition of socialism, and then it's like it says regulated by the community as a whole, essentially, right? The means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. And I'm like, man, dude, so much of this shit isn't even socialist,
But regulated by the community is socialism.
That's socialism. That's
literally what that means.
But not
that's like the actual. That's
I'm talking about
the literal definition of socialism.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Yeah. My point is how much of the community is actually regulating police officers or firefighters.
Well, it's not so. By socialism, we don't mean like every single person in the community. It means when they say that by the community, that means like your community government, rather than like a private company.
Yeah, or it's governed by our taxes in a sense.
Right.
Like it's not governed by like it's not like we vote on everything that they do. constant,
Yeah.
although we do
Yeah.
also try to have those, what do you call it, props and stuff.
Like
It makes
what
me
you're-
wonder if we started creating a free market and like separate, like, I guess I would be more in support of private market firefighters.
Oh God, no.
I don't know, man. I think that's something that we should allow in America because if we have a free
Maybe it's
market,
allowed, like it's an additional thing that you could do if you want
yeah,
private
on top
service.
of that, like
But that's
we
basically
have
what
private
Australia has with medicine.
militaries.
Australia and others have a two-tiered system, right? They have basically healthcare for all, and then like luxury healthcare, which you can pay a little more for,
Kind of
right?
what we have. We have
No, we
Medicare
don't.
or
We don't really have healthcare for all here. We have some states
in
have if you're like
California. Yeah, California does. My bad.
only if
State
you're
of California is doing
poor,
good.
only if you're poor.
Yeah.
But and that's really it's easy to fall through the cracks on that. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's also easy to manipulate, but you don't necessarily have to be poor to get on Medicare.
No. Okay.
No,
I mean,
promise. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, why don't we have free market police officers?
you
I
do
don't-
have you can hire a private eye.
That's true. That's true. And is he allowed to make arrests?
You can do a citizen's arrest.
Citizens
Anybody
arrest.
can.
I found out. I didn't realize a citizen arrest is not just the actual arrest of an individual, but a citizen's arrest. If somebody commits a criminal act on you, you're allowed to request
Yeah.
an officer to arrest them. For some reason, I never knew that, and that's
Are
also
you-
considered a citizen's arrest.
Were you the one who was a cop in the past life? You used to be a
Nah,
cop?
that's the guy from Alaska. I forgot his name.
Okay, sorry, I got confused. Sorry.
I mean, I would have to know that if I was a fucking cop, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's what I was like. Last time we talked to a cop, I was like, "Wait a second, are you?" I'm like, "No, that's a different guy." Sorry about that.
all right, Jordan. I know you want to go.
I think he
I
just,
kept him here.
I think
I'm
he's
here.
gone already. Oh, he
Oh,
muted
okay.
him.
I don't know, Jordan. What do you feel about a free market of firefighters? Because
That's
I mean,
a
once
terrible
Elon
fucking
Musk, well, everybody thought it was a terrible idea to create SpaceX, and then SpaceX has successfully proven to be almost. Now, I'm not saying we should start defunding NASA. I'm not entirely in support of ideas like that, but I mean, SpaceX proved to be a success. So it's like, what if we did start turning the free market into, all the socialist-like programs that you say we have? It's kind of wild that we choke out the idea that there's not a
Because
free
what
market
happens
of
if you don't want to
firefighters.
pay for a fire? If you don't want to pay for a fire, then it burns down the whole building. You know what I mean? And that hurts everybody. That's why we need to make it a collective thing, right? If you choose not to pay for it, it hurts other people. Similarly, we have to recognize if you choose not to get health care, it ends up hurting other people too in many ways. Or if you or things that lead to homelessness and stuff, it hurts the city.
Yeah, like
right?
you can't have people for firefighting. That would be like it's already bad enough with healthcare. Firefighting would be so much worse. Imagine if you had to like have a plan with the police to get their help.
We should be allowed, though, to create little cities with.
I think you're talking about like a luxury additional help. But then what happens is
help.
those people only want to work for the private stuff, and you're going to start to struggle to get people to do or get good quality fire care in the public sphere, which is why you don't want to make a two-tiered system there.
I know these are all just ideas coming to me, but all right. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna let Jordan go. I know. All right.
Yeah, I was just talking because Josh is asking me to add another far lefty to the server, and I'm just like, no, not until we get more people engaging, that aren't just you and Leo constantly posting shit in there from one side, because it's too much. It's too much for people.
Too much far lefties.
Yeah, it's intimidating for new people to come in and jump in on that endless list.
Nah, just let them, dude. Listen, dude. Listen, if you want, I'll invite my friends. I got a bunch of far right friends.
Do you have any centrist, less far right people?
Well, I wouldn't say they're far right. They're more like me. I'm pretty centrist, essentially.
Are they all conspiracy theorists?
Oh, dude, my boy Eric Webb, he works for Northrop Grumman, and he's super conspiracy theorist, but he's
Oh
smart.
God,
He's
that
great.
sounds awful, but yeah, bring him in
I mean, he
anyway.
works for Northrop Grumman, bro. I think he would be an interesting person. Oh, you know Eric Webb. We came over on your 4th of July. Remember my programmer
Oh,
friend?
I loved him. He was great.
Yeah, I should invite
Yeah,
him
add
too.
him in. Wait, what do you mean? We were
Yeah.
teasing you for being a conspiracy guy.
No, he was bullshitting. He was fucking with you, dude. He believes crazy shit.
Wait,
He was,
really?
oh yeah, dude. It's crazy. Dude, he's one of the first people I knew that put me onto some wild conspiracies.
Oh
Big
shit,
Alex
bring
Jones
him
fans
in.
as well.
Bring him in then. I'll kick his
I love
butt.
Alex Jones as well, but he's a big Alex
I
Jones fan. I mean,
used
he
to, and
believes
then
he
I
believes
grew
the
up.
tap water turns you gay.
No.
Tap water turns you gay. It depends on certain cities, dude. They put the chemicals in the water and it turns you gay, dude. He was the one that put me on that, and that's why I stopped drinking tap water. So yeah, dude, the guy who works for Northrop Grumman definitely believes that shit.
Hang on 1 second.
Wow, this game's interesting, huh? No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Pretty. It's very pretty.
Good. I
Alright,
guess
take care,
bring him
Jordan.
in. That's so weird. I mean, like, what?
What?
He seemed
Bye.
to be agreeing with me on a lot of shit, and like he was saying stuff that was really well thought out and didn't sound like somebody who believes in that shit.
Well,
Take
he
care,
is
Jordan.
a
Gotta
very
go. Bye-bye.
intelligent,
See you
well
guys.
thought out individual.
Okay,
But
well,
you
bring
know,
him back in.
he believes
We'll get
stuff
into
like
it.
that. Oh, you can fly, huh? Not really.
Hang on.
What? Got another far lefty in the chat?
Nope.
Oh, did I injure myself? How do I mine things? What's going on here? Oh, do I just shoot it? Do I shoot this animal? Are there
You
things that
can.
attack you?
Yes, sometimes.
Oh, I killed an animal. First thing I did, very first thing in this game, is I killed a peaceful little animal. I just don't know how to pick shit up.
Just follow your directions and shit. Your first priority needs to be, getting fixing your ship and getting off that planet.
Oh, interesting.
If you press escape and go to log, you can find like your missions.
Is this a peaceful planet?
The real things you gotta watch out for are the Sentinels. You fuck around too much, they might come for you.
Are there planets with like tons of like dangerous creatures?
Most creatures aren't super aggressive. It's the Sentinels that can be aggressive. Or at least I haven't run into too many aggressive creatures at this point.
Oh, that's kind of gay, dude.
Nah, bro, the Sentinels will give you enough trouble, trust me. Sometimes pirates.
Oh, that sounds cool. I want
And
to fuck with
sometimes
pirates,
the
dude.
environment is enough.
I think I'm freezing. I think I'm dying. Dude, you gotta add